Hello, hello. Hello, hello. I hope y'all are ready for tonight. I hope y'all are ready for tonight. I hope y'all are ready. I hope y'all are ready. Give me some readies inside of the chat. Give me some readies inside of the chat if you are ready for tonight's session. Give me some readies. Give me some readies. Give me some readies. Hello, hello. Give me some readies. Give me some readies. How is everyone doing tonight? How's everyone doing? All right. Let me turn my music down and off. Yes, 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 yes. I hope y'all are ready for tonight's session. I hope y'all have y'all notebooks out because note takers are, guess what? Money makers. Note takers are money makers. So I hope y'all got y'all notebooks out for tonight and y'all are ready for tonight's masterclass. It's about to go down, y'all. It's about to be so good. It's about to be so good, so good, so good, so good. Tell a friend to tell a friend that registration is now closed. We are closing registration down right now. So if you are not in, you are not in. And it is closed right now. Closed, closed, closed. Go ahead and let me know inside of the chat where you are joining us from. Go ahead and rep your city, rep your town, rep your city, rep your town for tonight. Let everybody know where you are from. We got Dallas in the building. Tajay joining us from Atlanta. Karina joining us from Boston. Didi is here from New York / New Jersey. We got Sonia here from, it went away. We got Jody here from Connecticut. We got Mandisa here from Virginia. We got T here from Brooklyn. We got Brooklyn in the house. Vonna is here from Chicago. All right, we got Tampa in the building. We got some Houston, Miami. All right, we got Meek here from Philly. Zion joining us from Orlando. Crystal joining us from St. Louis. We got Jay or Jai from Tampa. All right, we got LaShondala. Hey, LaShondala from Detroit. I hope y'all are having a good day. All right, go ahead and rep your city, rep your town. Lauren joining us from Pennsylvania. All right, cool. I'm so excited, y'all. I love teaching. I love teaching master classes. So tonight is about to go crazy. Tonight is about to go insane, okay? It's about to go crazy, and I hope y'all are ready, okay? Go ahead and let me know where you are joining us from. Go ahead and rep your city, rep your town. Let me know where you are joining from. And I'm gonna give you a shout out because I love seeing where everyone is from whenever I do master classes. So go ahead and rep your city, rep your town. Let me know where you are joining us from. And we're gonna get started here in just a second. We are gonna go ahead and get started at about 7:05. Make sure everyone has about a 5-minute grace period to join us. If you know me, if you've been in any of my master classes, you know I start on time and I end late. Okay. I start on time and I end late. So make sure you don't put the kids to rest, put the kids to bed, all the things. All right, we got Belle Glade in the building, Muck City, okay. Who else is here? Woodland is joining us from South Florida. We got Simone here from Tampa. I love when my Tampa people are in the building because y'all rep so hard for me being from Tampa. All right, we got Erica here from London. We got Pat here from Miami by way of Tampa. All right, we got Winter Springs, Vanessa. We got Trinidad in the building. I love when my international folks come in and show out. All right, we got Janika. Hopefully I'm saying your name right, from Jamaica. So we got Jamaica in the house. We got Kiera joining us from Tampa as well, Orlando. All right, we got Precious. Hey, Precious, how are you? She's joining us from Houston. Yolanda is in the building from Vegas. Hey, Taisha, she's joining us from Jersey. All right, all right. We got Monica from Philly. We got Shanda here from Detroit. We have Cherie here from Buffalo. All right, so we got a little bit of everybody in the building tonight. We got some international folks in the building. We got some local folks in the building, near and far. All right, cool. Go ahead and let me know inside of the chat, what are you looking forward to most when it comes to this challenge? What are you looking forward to most when it comes to this challenge? Are you trying to grow on social media? Are you trying to reach your target audience? Are you trying to position your brand in a better light for you to get more sales? Are you a content creator and you're trying to get brand deals? Go ahead and let me know, what are you looking forward to most when it comes to this challenge? Increasing my followers and my engagement, converting followers into customers, perfect. Knowing how to create content for my target audience, definitely, definitely. April says growing her community and also getting more sales. All right, perfect. Growing followers and connecting better with my audience. Learning the algorithm. We're gonna definitely be talking about the algorithm tonight. What else y'all said? Gaining more clients through my content. All right, cool. So we got a little bit of everything, right? Exactly what Kirsten just said. She said a little bit of everything. That's exactly what we have for tonight. So I'm going to do one final sweep through my email, one final sweep through my DM, and we are going to go ahead and get started for tonight. So let me make sure everybody is good to go. One final little sweep, and we are going to go ahead and get started. There will be a replay available. If anyone asks somebody, please let them know there will be a replay available. There will be a replay. You guys will receive the replay in 24 hours. So you guys should receive it no later than 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. All right, I think we are good to go. Let me make sure I check this email on this computer. All right, cool. So I'm going to shut this computer down, put my phone over here on mute, and let's go ahead and get started with tonight. All right, let's jump into it, y'all. I'm so excited for tonight. I've been like walking around my house like a little kid all day because I'm so excited for tonight's challenge, y'all. So let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all. Give me a 1 in the chat once you can see it. When you can see my screen, give me a 1 in the chat. If you can see my screen, give me a 1. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, I am going to make it larger screen here in just a second, but I want to just give y'all a little walkthrough and a welcome to tonight's masterclass before we do go ahead and dive right on into it. So yes, like I said, you guys, every session is being recorded. So you will get a link tomorrow in the next 24 hours. So no later than 7 p.m. tomorrow that you'll be able to use to go back and watch every single challenge. There is a private link available for you to watch it. So it is not public on my YouTube channel. I'm just putting it there to house it. So that way you have forever access to it, just in case if I ever decide to switch platforms. YouTube, for the most part, I don't see it going anywhere. So it'll always be housed on YouTube. The second thing is everyone should have received their workbooks. If you did not receive your workbook, send me an email, hello@herhustleacademy.com. I'll make sure that I send it to you tonight. hello@herhustleacademy.com if you did not receive the email for your workbook. So I just want to walk you guys through the workbook before we get started, because your homework for tonight is already inside of your workbook. Your homework will be updated with your inside of your workbook every single day. So only day 1 homework is in here now. Tomorrow you guys will see homework for day 2, and so on and so forth. So this is the cover of the workbook, of course. We have a nice little cute welcome message. Just a little bit of a disclaimer right here. Just a little bit more about the workbook. Also a little bit more about me. First things first, inside of your workbook, you guys, is goal setting. I am a heavy, heavy and firm believer in goal setting. You have to make sure that you have a goal associated with whatever it is that you're doing. You don't want to be out here just aimlessly creating content. Every single piece of content needs to have a goal attached to it. So we have some smart goal setting here. We have some space where you guys are able to plan out any of your content here, just single post. If you want to plan out a carousel, you have space there for you to plan out your carousels. If you want to plan out your reels, you have reel space, story space, live space. Giselle said, wait, Giselle, did you not receive your planner? If you didn't get it, make sure that you send me over an email. You have space for you to plan out your giveaways. You have space for hashtags, templates, like literally every single thing as it relates to content. Like I'm not about to go through all of this, but go through it. But the most important thing here, you guys, is your homework for every single day. So chapter 1 and chapter 2 is going to be your homework for tonight. And tonight we are going to be talking about understanding the algorithm. And then we're also going to be talking about what to post and also when to post it. All right. So first things first, in your homework, we have just these 2 little worksheets here. We have another worksheet here as well. And then chapter 2 is when it gets a lot more into depth, really making sure we understand our target audience, really making sure we know their hobbies, their likes, their dislikes, their struggles, making sure we understand their goals. And I'll be going through this again towards the end of the session, but I wanted to make sure that I went through it tonight right before we got started, just in case anyone didn't see it. And like I said, you guys will see these coming soon messages because I don't want y'all to work ahead. We're going to do one thing at one time. I want to make sure everyone's on the same page, because I know somebody going to come in here and be like, oh, I seen the homework for day 3. And I'm like, we ain't even on day 3 yet, right? Like, let's do one thing at a time. So you will get the homework every single day of the challenge as well, y'all. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get started. Feel free to print this out. I know Tajay printed hers out. A lot of other you guys printed out. Sean said she printed hers out as well. Print it out if you want to, if you're not a digital person, and you can go ahead and write inside of it too. All right, let's get started, y'all. Give me some readies inside of the chat. If you're ready, you like Treya, let's stop all the mumbling, stop all the side talk. Let's just get into the business for tonight. Give me some, I'm ready. Give me some readies inside of the chat. Give me some readies inside of the chat as well. Go ahead and take a picture of this screen as well. Post it on your Instagram story. Tag me in it so I can give you a shout out for being here for tonight. Take a photo of the screen. Put it on your story. Tag me in it. Let everybody know what you're doing tonight on this lovely Tuesday. Let them know how you spending your Tuesday night. Let them know how you really spending your week this week. Go ahead and brag to your friends and your family. Let them know that you're investing in yourself. Let them know that you really care about your business. Let them know that you care about the content that you're creating out here. Let them know, okay? Go ahead and let them know. I can hear you. Can you start over? Just kidding. Let me say, go ahead and get ready. Go ahead and take a picture of your screen. Tag me inside of it as well on Instagram at Treya Monet. And yeah, let's get started, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to keep my chat open too, just in case if I see any questions that I might be able to answer here as well. I will be announcing the giveaway winner tonight, right after the challenge. We also will be doing Q&A. So make sure you stay tuned tonight to see if you are one of the winners of the giveaway. Every single day of the challenge, you guys, I am giving away a free, curated, and customized content strategy plan for your business as well. All right, make sure everyone stays on mute. So that way we can make sure that the recording is good to go. And yeah, let's get started. So welcome you guys to tonight's first session, social surgery, y'all. I have put my hard work in my big toe, like I like to say. I put my whole big toe into this presentation for tonight. Thank y'all so much for everyone who joined us on the first day of social surgery, or the pre-social surgery, which was last week on Monday for the free challenge that I hosted. Y'all went crazy on that one. Y'all went bananas. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. It was so good. That is on my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys go back and rewatch that if you ever need to. But today, you guys, we are talking about what to post. And we're also going to be talking about when to post it. We're also going to be talking about really making sure that we understand the Instagram algorithm. So a lot of this information that we're going to be talking to you guys tonight about is going to be pertaining solely to Instagram. But trust me, it could be transferable to all apps and all platforms. The same strategies that I usually use on Instagram is the same thing that I'll use on TikTok, that I'll also use on YouTube as well. So these same exact strategies can be used across the board. So let's go ahead and get started. So just a little bit more about me before we hop into it. I am your social surgeon. So I am your social surgeon for the next couple of days. I'm making sure your business's heart rate is good together. We're doing checkups on our businesses. We're checking our social media posts out. I am your whole social surgeon, okay? And to be honest, a lot of y'all social media need surgery. Give me a 1 in the chat if you like, girl, my social media needs surgery. It is all over the place. It needs some healing. It needs some fixing. My social media is sick of me. Okay, go ahead and let me know if that is you. My social media is sick and tired of me. It is sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I am a social surgeon. I am going to be helping you guys all week make sure that your social media is good to go, making sure that you guys understand social media to begin with, and answering any questions that you guys have as well. She said it's sick. It's been in the hospital for too long. I know that's right. We're going to get your social media out the hospital. We're going to give it some good surgery. You're going to be good to go. We're going to discharge you, sis, and you're going to be on your way, okay? So let's go ahead and hop right on into it. I am your social surgeon, Troya Monet. I'm a business coach, content creator, and also e-commerce business owner. I'm launching a new business in November. So y'all are one of the first group of people to hear that as well. I help women launch, grow, and scale profitable e-commerce businesses through structure and also through strategy. One of my number one things that I am very passionate about is making sure that I teach you how to launch a business without a lot of money, to be honest, right? Like a lot of the economy is crazy right now, to be completely honest, right? So a lot of the times when we're going through and we're starting businesses, we get these crazy ideas that we want to go through and come up with, but we don't got the funds to go through and do it. Like even this campaign that I'm doing now with social surgery, a lot of people looked at it like, oh my gosh, that's such a dope campaign. It probably only costed me $150 to put this entire thing together. I went up and hit my photographer. Me and him have a great relationship. Hey, can you do this photo shoot with me real quick? You charge me $100 and something. I go through and I may do a couple graphics. I have a graphic designer go through and do a couple graphics, and boom, we got a whole entire campaign without having to spend a lot of money. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this and organic marketing is because when I first started my business back in 2019, I was living in New York City, making $900 every 2 weeks, and my rent was $900 in a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. I was paying $900 for one closet size. Like literally, my office is not even as big as my apartment in New York. And what really made me passionate about making sure that I teach women how to do and run businesses organically without having to spend a lot of money on marketing is because I didn't have that when I first started my business. Of course, my parents were there to support me. They did everything that they could. But at the same time, I'm the type of person, I don't like asking mama them for money. And I know a lot of y'all are like that too, right? So that is why I'm super passionate about organic marketing, is because when I first started, I didn't have a lot of money to dedicate towards marketing. I'm still cheap to this day when it comes to my marketing. I'm trying to figure out how can we cut a little corner here? How can we cut a little corner there? And I'm the same exact way when it comes to my clients too. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I am so excited for tonight. So like I said, you guys, tonight we are talking all things what to post and when to post it. So right now, a lot of y'all are posting content that is not doing anything for your audience, right? You are posting content, it's not reaching nobody, right? To be honest, it's not reaching nobody but you. You're the only person that's seeing it. Sometimes you're the only person engaging with it. You're asking your audience, how can you're doing call to actions, but nobody's calling to the action or nobody's answering to the action, right? A lot of us are posting content and it's just hitting a wall, hitting a wall, hitting a wall, hitting a wall. So tonight we are going to be talking all things content creation, what to post, when to post it. And we're also going to be talking about the algorithm. So that's something that I really am excited about, is talking about the algorithm tonight. And I felt like this was a really great way for us to start, because if you don't understand the algorithm, ain't nothing else that I teach you gonna really make sense. So we got to start with the basics. Let's go back to day one. What is the algorithm? How can we understand the algorithm? And what are some different things that we can do in order to make sure that we take the algorithm and use it to the best of our ability? One disclaimer that I want to make before we start talking about the algorithm is don't try to do all of this at once. Somebody write that on the top of your paper. Do not try to do all of this at once. Don't try to do every single thing that I teach you tonight at one time. Instagram gonna be like, well, what she learned? What class did she join to know how to do that right there? She wasn't doing that yesterday, right? Try to go through and ease into it. Do not try to do every single thing that I'm teaching you tonight at one time, right? We want to make sure that we ease into it and that we allow our social media to work for us. All right, so let's hop into it. So tonight, first things first, we're going to be talking about the Instagram algorithm. One thing that I really want y'all to take note of, and I just put this quote right here from Adam Mosseri. He says, we want to make sure that most of people's time, we believe that using technology to personalize everyone's experience is the best way to do that. So one of Instagram's really great missions that they're trying to accomplish right now is making the best use out of people's time. They know who their audience is, and they actually have done a really great job over the years of making sure that they're catering towards their audience, whether we want to agree with it or not. And they have listened to us. They haven't listened to us also at times. And one of their missions right now is to make the most out of your time by allowing you to see what you want to see and not allowing you to see what you don't want to see. Because a lot of times, admit it or not, a lot of us are following people that we don't even really care to see their content. We're just like, oh, I'm just going to follow you. How many times y'all have ran into somebody in a grocery store like, oh, follow me on Instagram. You follow them. You don't really care to see their content, right? And Instagram knows that. So you want to make sure that you understand that as well. So tonight we're going to be talking about hashtags, engagement, content types, and also reels during this portion of the masterclass. So let's hop into it. So somebody in the chat, let me know who Adam Mosseri is. Who is Adam Mosseri? Somebody in the chat, let me know. Anyone know who Adam Mosseri is? The founder? Nope, he is not the founder. Tamika got it. He is the CEO and also the head of Instagram right now. So he's not the founder, but he is the CEO. And he is the head of Instagram right now. And the reason why he is important and the reason why I called him out is you got to follow him. If you want to stop what you're doing right now and you want to go follow him, please make sure you are following Adam Mosseri. His Instagram is @Mosseri, Mosseri. You need to be following him. So why do I need to be following him, Troya? The reason why is anytime that there is an Instagram update, anytime that there is a new Instagram feature, anytime that there is an announcement about Instagram, a change, Adam is always going to showcase it. He is always going to share it every single time. He goes sit there. It's a little living room chair. And I love how like personable he is. And he makes it really easy to understand too. So you want to make sure that you are following him and turn on his post notifications. So anytime that you want to go through and see what's going on with Instagram, you're always notified whenever he uploads anything on Instagram. He always does frequent like feature notifications and feature updates and all the different things as well. So make sure you guys are following Adam Mosseri. If you are trying to figure out how to stay up to date on the latest features on Instagram, this is a person that you need to follow. Another thing that you can do as well is make sure that you are constantly on reading the Instagram blog. The Instagram blog is also another really great place to make sure that you're always up to date on the latest features and all the things. So when Threads came out, which is basically Instagram's version of Twitter, he was the one that announced it. When Instagram first introduced Reels, he was the first person to announce it. When Instagram went through and announced carousels way back when, he was the first to announce it. So make sure that you guys go through and follow Adam. All right, let's move forward. So let's go back to the basics, y'all. We are going way back to the basics. Algorithm 101. What is the algorithm? Why do I need to know what it is, Troya? Teach me about it, sis, because I'm stuck. Okay? So back to the basics. So first things first, before we talk about the algorithm, let's go ahead and just talk about like, what is it? Right? Like a lot of y'all sitting here and you don't even know what the algorithm is. Give me a 1 in the chat if you like, I don't even know what the algorithm is. I heard of it, but I don't know what that thing is. Go ahead and let me know. Give me a 1. Be honest. Give me a 1 in the chat if you've heard of the algorithm, but you like, I don't really understand it like that. We got a ton of 1s. Okay, perfect. I mean, I did my job. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and hop into it. What is the algorithm? So when it comes to social media, I want you guys to think of the algorithm almost like a computer program, right? And what this computer program is going to do is it's going to decide which posts you see at the top of your feed. This computer program is also going to allow you to see, like, not necessarily the newest stuff, but stuff that you want to see most often. One thing that I have learned when it comes to the algorithm as well is whenever I am coming in contact with someone whose posts I want to see, I go on their timeline and I like all of their photos. That's going to tell the algorithm that I really want to see that person's content. So you really want to make sure that you are good to go there as well. So when it comes to the algorithm, they are basically just trying to feed you with things that you are going to enjoy, and they're going to show you posts that you actually want to see. The best way to explain the algorithm is knowing that it is a computer program that is curated based upon content that you like, essentially. There's a ton of different other definitions of the algorithm, but this is the main one as it relates to social media. Right, we got some people in the waiting room. I'm gonna let them in. All right, cool. The algorithm, you guys, is also developed by computer coders, believe it or not. So computer coders are the ones who are developing the algorithm. They usually are creating it. And also when it comes to the algorithm, they are basically just doing what business people are telling them to do. The head of Instagram are telling them to do also. The computer coders are also controlling shadow bans, and they're also controlling flag posts. So if you ever get shadow banned on Instagram, go through and thank the computer coders, because they're in control of the algorithm. They're also in control of flagging any post, and they're also in control of those reports that a lot of us do on social media too. So that is what the algorithm is a huge computer program that is just deciding what posts we want to see, in simple terms. So let's move forward. So like, why does the algorithm even exist? Like, why is it even out there? Why did Instagram go through and create it? Why is the algorithm even existing, right? So when it comes to the algorithm, one thing that I've learned is that social media is a big business, to be honest. Everybody is in the business of making money. And the reason why the algorithm exists is because Instagram wants you to spend the most time on their platform, all in all. And the reason why they want you to spend more time on their platform is the more time we spend on Instagram, the more time we spend on social media, the more Instagram gets paid. The more these social media platforms get paid. How do they get paid? They get paid through several different ways, right? They get paid because of our data, to be completely honest. They're probably selling our data to people. They're also going through and they're getting paid based upon advertisements. I know a lot of you guys have been seeing, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. They're making money whenever you see those ads. So that's why they want you to spend as much time on social media as possible. And another reason why as well is the algorithm's job mainly is to make sure that you're seeing content that you're interested in. And social media sites use the algorithm because there's so much content out there. Everybody's creating content every day, every second of every single day. So they have to go through and put the algorithm in place so that way they can curate your content and they can put it basically into different categories. Tamika said, I work in tech. They are selling our data, computer usage, etc. Exactly. So that is another reason why the algorithm also exists, because they are selling our data. They are also want to make sure that they are making money when it comes to advertisements and several different things like that. So that's why the algorithm exists. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is like, how does the algorithm even work? And also, what are some of the different features when it comes to the algorithm as well? So the algorithm works in several different ways. So some of the different things they use is to try to show your profile to other people who have liked it before. Another thing that they do is they try to show you content based upon your interests. They show you content based upon the people who you are following. They show you content based upon your likes, your notifications, your DMs, different things along those lines. So even consider making sure that the algorithm is basically showing us stuff that's relevant to us, and also things that we basically want to just go through and see on social media. So why is it important? Like, why though, right? Like, why is it important? Why do I even need to be following the algorithm? Why do I need to be paying attention to it? Why though? Okay. Why? What is the reason why? So there's several different things that is important when it comes to the algorithm. And yes, you guys will be getting access to this presentation and the recording. So you don't have to take pictures of every slide or anything like that. So y'all will get access to the presentation. So a couple reasons why the algorithm is important is for visibility and reach. Visibility and reach is one reason. Next reason is because of engagement and also the interaction between you and your audience. Also, e-learning. Everybody wants to learn electronically these days. You guys are learning right now electronically. So e-learning is another thing. And then also that competitor analysis. When it comes to the algorithm, and the reason why it's important is because you want to figure out what your social media competitors are doing online. You want to figure out what your direct competitors are doing, your indirect competitors are doing as well. Inside of your workbook, you guys have a template where you're able to outline your direct competitors and also your indirect competitors. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to that. It's going to help you with visibility and reach, engagement and interaction, e-learning, electronic learning, which is what we're doing right now, and also that competitor analysis as well. So let's get into some of the useful tactics. This is the part I'm most excited about, and I know a lot of you guys are going to be excited about this part too. We got all the boring stuff out the way. Like, let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into some of the features that are going to help us, better be presented when it comes to the algorithm and better be seen, and increase our reach when it comes to social media as well. Somebody asks, what is the definition of direct and indirect competitors? Of course, I can definitely answer that for you. So your direct competitors are people that you can compete with directly, right? So if I'm a small business owner and let's say Kiara's on here, she's a small business owner, both of us do the same thing and we sell the same thing. That is going to be your direct competitor because you can compete with them directly, right? Your indirect competitor, my indirect competitor might be someone like Fashion Nova or Pretty Little Thing. That's my indirect competitor because we're competitors still, but I don't got the marketing budget that Fashion Nova has. I don't have the marketing budget that Pretty Little Thing has. So we're competing indirectly. So you have your direct competitors, people who are on your same level, and then your indirect competitors, people who might be a little bit above you. So that is the definition of your direct competitors and also your indirect competitors. Great question. All right, so let's go and hop into it. So understanding the Instagram algorithm, what are some of the useful tactics out there that I can be going through and using to help better prepare me for my brand and my business? All right, cool. So first things first, the first thing is to use Instagram's features. I'm not about to read everything on the screen. The reason why I wrote so much, y'all, was because I know somebody was going to probably want to listen to this, but maybe not take notes or whatever. So I'm not going to read everything on the screen, but all in all, when it comes to making sure that you're taking advantage of the algorithm, you want to use Instagram's features. The reason why Instagram prioritizes people who uses their features is because think about it. When you are a business and you put so much money into developing something, you want people to use it, right? Anybody want their customers to not use something that they spent a lot of time developing? I don't think so, right? So Instagram, they are rewarding people who are using their features because they have entire teams who are dedicated to Reels. They have an entire team who are dedicated to static posts. They have an entire team who are dedicated to probably just stories. So with that being said, they are rewarding people who are using all of their features because they spend a lot of time and resources on it, right? So they're going to go through and they're going to push those people who are actually using their resources and who are using their features. So you want to make sure that you are using the features. But remember what I told y'all before we started the masterclass tonight. Don't use all of it. Use it in moderation. A little bit here, a little bit there. So that's what the first feature is there. So some of the latest features when it comes to Instagram, I wanted to make sure that I added these. Some of the latest features are the new Threads app. How many of you guys are on Threads? Go ahead and give me a 1 in the chat if you are on Threads. If you are not, I get it, because I was on it at first, but then I kind of shied away a little bit because I'm like, I got to find my way into it. I'm more of a visual content person. I'm not really like a words content person. So it's kind of for me, but not really. I'll get on there and hop on there every now and then. So a lot of you guys are pretty familiar with Threads. One thing that I have noticed and that I have been talking to a lot of my business coach friends about too is Instagram is highly and heavily rewarding people who are using Threads. The reason why is because it's the latest app and it's the best app in order for you to go through and get engagement when it comes to words. Instagram is trying to take over all social media platforms if we have not seen that already. Where did they get Reels from? Somebody let me know where Instagram got Reels from. Where did the idea come from? Reels. Where did Reels come from? TikTok. Yes, Sean. TikTok. Instagram stole Reels from TikTok. Instagram stole stories from Snapchat. Instagram stole stories from Snapchat. Instagram stole threads from Twitter. So they in the business of stealing people's ideas but making them better. And I don't blame them. Hey, listen, they doing what they're supposed to be doing. So they are heavily rewarding people who are using Threads. So even if you want to just go on Threads and just upload something every now and then, definitely go through and do that as well. They stole videos from Vine, definitely did. I feel like TikTok kind of stole Vine as well. The next thing that is the next latest feature that Instagram just released is their post soundtrack. How many of you guys have seen that on Instagram as well? Where you can now add music to any of your actual regular photo posts on your feed. That is also a new feature that they just released this year as well. So make sure that you guys are also taking advantage of that feature. So you can now add music onto any of your posts. It does not have to be a video. It can be a regular photo and you can add music into it. You can also add music into your stories as well. So that is called your post soundtrack. The last feature that Instagram has released this year, or the top features, is the post collaborations, where you are now able to collaborate with other people on your posts. The post will now be seen on their Instagram, and then the post will also be seen on yours as well. So post collaborations are also another really great feature that Instagram has released this year as well. So those are the top three: the app, threads, the post soundtrack, and then you also have your post collabs as well. So those are some of the latest features. So next, I really want to talk to you guys about another thing that Instagram is really pushing out nowadays too, and that is a variety of different content. So we don't want to just post reels, and that's something that I want to get out of too, because the Reel Consistency Challenge made me only post reels. But we want to go through and diversify our content portfolio. No one's telling you to post all of these different types of content. Don't go through and do that, because that's going to go through and just give you a headache. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, I don't feel like going through and doing all of that. Usually the pieces of content that we're the most familiar with are going to be this one, which is our single posts and also our carousels. A lot of us are familiar with reels, of course. A lot of us are familiar with our story posts and the lives. These two on the end are Instagram's least popular type of posts. And I know a lot of you guys are probably may not even be familiar with these two, and notice that they actually exist. So these are the 6 types of posts that Instagram has available for us. We have the in-feed post, which is going to be our news feed, which is the single or the carousel post, the reels, the story post, the lives, Instagram shopping feature, and then we also have guides. And I know y'all are like, guides? I didn't even know what guides was until maybe a few weeks ago. So I got to put y'all up on game. Like, what's guides? I didn't even know what that is. So this is Instagram's most unused feature and type of content. And I'm putting y'all up on game because people don't really be talking about guides like that. So with guides are basically like a miniature blog that you can go through and create on your Instagram. So think about like a news blog or something along those lines. That's what guides is. And I'm about to start going guides crazy because they're really pushing this feature because it's so underused and the algorithm is picking up on it like crazy because nobody's using it. With guides, you are basically able to curate so many different things as relate to your business. So a lot of us tonight, we're going to be talking about creating educational content. You can create an entire blog post about your business and also about your brand and upload it here on Guides. And now you'll be able to go through and have that on your feed in order to educate your audience about your product, educate them about your service, whatever it is. So I know holiday gift guides are coming up. A lot of you guys might want to create a guide discussing, holiday gifts or anything along those lines as well. So you want to definitely make sure that you take advantage of guides. So guides is going to be that little icon right here. That is the icon for all of your guides that you will be able to see on your Instagram. Right there. A lot of y'all won't see it because you haven't used it. So once you use it, you'll be able to see it. But that is guides. So let's start going through and using some guides. I'm going to try to make sure that I try to use some maybe this week even, just so that way I can kind of go through and test it. But I want to definitely make sure that I educate y'all on guides as well. All right, let's move forward. Next tactic for creating your content is going to be improving your engagement. One of the top ways to improve your engagement is to simply ask your audience questions. Ask your audience questions when it comes to your Instagram. You don't see guides on your Instagram because you haven't used it yet. So it's not going to show up. Whenever you're creating a post on Instagram, you'll be able to see it then. So when you're creating your engagement on Instagram, there's several different ways that you can do it. One of my favorite ways to create engagement on Instagram is by asking my audience questions. So if I'm filming a reel of myself washing the dishes and I'm doing a voiceover talking about how stressful entrepreneurship is, I might go ahead and ask my audience, what's your least favorite part about entrepreneurship? Because I know that most of my audience is entrepreneurs. Think about your target audience. What are they thinking in the back of their mind? What are some different ways that you can go through and interact with them? And what are different questions that you can ask them to get them talking? One thing that I have noticed over the years is people have not been using comments as much as they have in the past. There's so many different features. There's so much content to see on our social media that people are not willing to stop and comment as much as they have in the past. Anybody else seen that? Let me know inside of the chat. Anybody else seen that? People don't comment as much as they used to. And like I said, the reason why is because there's so much content out there for people to go through and engage with. They want to make sure that they're saving that time to comment when it's an actual piece of content that they want to engage with. So the best way to get more comments on your Instagram is by asking your audience questions in the post. Don't ask them questions in the caption. Ask them questions in the post. So if you're creating a reel of yourself, like I said, washing dishes, I'm talking about how hard entrepreneurship is. Inside of my voiceover, I might ask the question, or on my actual post, I might ask the question then. The reason why is because people don't read them captions, y'all. And I'm about to stop with my long captions too, because I've been doing a lot of research and I've been seeing that those long captions are not getting as much engagement as we think that they are. People don't read. We don't even read the terms and conditions when we sign up for banks. You think folks about to read your long caption and look like an essay? No, they're not. So we got to go through and find different ways that we can get our message across outside of those long captions. So you want to make sure that you're asking them questions in the post so that way they can see it and they can hear your question too. That is gold. So make sure y'all go through and write that down. Next thing too, when you are commenting, you want to make sure that you comment with not only just using emojis. And the reason why you want to ask specific questions is because you don't want people to comment on your post using just emojis. That is not the best strategy for you to go through and use. Instagram wants to see that engagement, and you just leaving them emoji isn't going to go through and flag the algorithm. So you want to go through and say thank you when somebody may go through and post on your caption. Or you might want to go through and engage with them a little bit more, or you might want to call out their name. So I might be like, hey, Kiera, thank you so much for that comment. Or I might be looking forward to seeing you, Kiera. I might go through and say something along those lines because I want to make sure that Instagram sees that I'm engaging with my followers and I'm not just leaving a, regular emoji. So you want to make sure that you're typing out words when you're commenting on posts. And that is going to be another thing that's going to help you when you're asking your audience questions that they can't go through and respond with an emoji. So you want to make sure that you do that as well. Yes, there will be a replay. All right, let's move forward. All right, next thing too, you guys, is going to be, that's going to help you with your engagement, is also making sure that you have call to actions inside of all of your posts. What do you want these people to do? When I come in contact with your content, Kiara, what do we want them to do? Do we want them to visit the link in our bio? Do we want them to answer whatever question it is? Do we want them to check out our latest new arrival? Do we want them to register for our masterclass? Do we want them to check out our latest YouTube video? Tell the people what you want them to do. If you don't tell people what you want them to do, guess what they're going to do? They're not going to do nothing. They might leave you a like. They might leave you a comment. They might go through and do those things. But 9 times out of 10, they probably won't go through and do those things because you haven't told them what you want them to do. You literally have to treat your audience. And I heard this too from my coach. She told me you have to treat your audience like 3rd graders. And at first I'm like, I don't want to treat my audience like 3rd graders. That doesn't make sense. And she broke it down for me. She said the reason why you have to treat your audience like 3rd graders is because they're not going to do anything unless you tell them what you want them to do. There's 1,000 other content creators out there creating the same type of content that you're creating. And if you don't tell them exactly what you want them to go through and do, they're not going to do anything at all. And what I mean by that is don't just tell them to shop now. Tell me why I need to shop now. Shop now and check out our latest new arrival. Our latest new jacket is so great for fall weather. It's going to keep you nice and cozy and warm during these fall seasons. And it's also going to be that nice comfort when you ain't hugged up with bae. I don't know. Make it fun. Make it interacting, with your audience. So making sure that we're using call to actions. Another thing too, when it comes to engagement, is making sure that we're using the Instagram features inside of our stories. So polls, you guys can use that emoji slider that you guys see with the heart. Those question stickers, that's another really great way for you to get feedback from your audience as well there too. Awesome. Let's move forward. All right, of course, this will not be a presentation without us talking about video content. Y'all know video content is king. Video content is king. It is king. It is king. It is king. I feel like it is king and queen at this point. Instagram is heavily pushing video content. And the reason why is because they now have a competitor. Instagram for a long time didn't have a competitor. For years, they did not have a direct competitor. TikTok came during the pandemic and shook the table, okay? Instagram didn't know what to do, okay? So that is why they are going through and pushing video content, is because they are tired of y'all being on TikTok. And I'll admit it, I'm the type of person that scroll through TikTok until I fall asleep. I wake up, look at my phone, and it's the same TikTok playing. you know, from the same night that I was just asleep. I remember my phone overheated because when you are on TikTok, I have the setting where I don't have my phone screen turned off, and it was playing over and over and over again all night. My phone was hot when I woke up in the morning. They are competing directly with TikTok. So you have to make sure that you are posting content on Instagram, and also use that same content. Post it on TikTok, post it on YouTube Shorts, post the same content on all platforms. Nobody is telling you to create different content right now. Whenever you get to a point when you can curate your content per platform, get there. But for now, let's post the same stuff on YouTube. Let's post the same stuff on TikTok. If I'm posting the same reel on Instagram, why didn't I post it on TikTok? It's only going to take you 2 seconds. You already have the caption. You already have the content going through, and it's already created. So you want to make sure that you guys are utilizing several different platforms, making sure that you're posting more video content than photos, okay? So a couple different tips and tricks that I want to give you guys is some of the biggest no-nos when it comes to reels. And I have a ton of no-nos that we're going to be talking about tomorrow too. LP says she also posts on Pinterest. I'm not really a Pinterest girly yet when it comes to posting, but I use Pinterest a ton. But I definitely want to tap more into that. So some of the biggest no-nos, you guys, when it comes to creating reels. Please do not upload a reel on Instagram with the TikTok watermark. Biggest no-no. Biggest no-no. Do not post a reel on Instagram with the TikTok watermark. Like I told you guys, the algorithm is controlled by computer programmers. Computer programmers are also scanning your post every single time you post something. That's how things get flagged. Believe it or not, that is how things get flagged. So they are seeing that you're using TikTok, which is their direct competitor, and then they just gonna push your content to the side. They just gonna go ahead and push you off to the side, right? So think about it as if like you're walking in a Target with a Walmart bag. Right? You walk into Target with a Walmart bag. Everybody's just looking at you like, where'd she get this Walmart bag from? That's the same exact thing that is how our audience is looking at us when you post a TikTok video on Instagram. You just look crazy, right? So you want to make sure that you avoid that at all costs. You always want to make sure that you are filming your reels horizontally. When you guys are booking your photographers, when you're booking your videographers, please tell them to film your content horizontally. Please try to. There have been times, of course, where I film YouTube videos vertically, and of course, when I upload them to Instagram, it's going to be blurry because it's stretched. It's stretched so much in order for it to fit. So just try to film every single thing that you're doing horizontally as much as you can. The next thing is going to be vertically. I'm sorry. Yes, Erica, vertically. This is a typo. I'll make sure that I correct that. Yes, vertically. I'm sorry. Make sure that you guys are incorporating different filters, and that you're always incorporating different music directly from Instagram. One thing that I know that I have done in the past, and I noticed that it doesn't get as much reach, is whenever I'm posting on a TikTok or when I'm posting a reel on Instagram and I get the sound from TikTok and I upload it to CapCut, it doesn't get as much reach because Instagram wants me to use their music. So make sure you guys understand that too, is try to use the music that's already inside of Instagram. Use those trending sounds that are already existing. So that way you can get as much engagement as you can as well. Anybody want to know what my #1 secret is to getting my post to go viral? Give me a 1 if you want to know. I'm going to let y'all in on my little secret. Because listen, y'all are in the social surgery challenge, and I got to let y'all know one of my #1 secrets. All right, my #1 secret on how I make my videos go viral. I don't do this all the time, but when I remember to do it, I do it. When you are uploading a reel, make sure if you are not using the fonts that are inside of Instagram, just type a bunch of mumbo jumbo and squeeze it down really, really small and just hide it in the corner somewhere on your post. Does that make sense? So if I'm posting a post on Instagram, a reel, and I don't want to use the fonts that Instagram is using. Let's say I want to use my own fonts that I usually use from CapCut. I'll type in like a sentence or two of a bunch of different letters. It'll just be mumbo jumbo. And I'll squeeze it down really, really small so you can't even see it. And the reason why I do that is because Instagram favors people who are using their features when it comes to reels. They know that there's so many different platforms out there. A lot of us are going through and downloading our TikTok videos, using those different apps to remove the watermark and then posting it on Instagram. They don't want you to do that. They are a selfish app, y'all. They are selfish. They want you to use all their features and all their features only. That is one of the hidden gems that I found to make my post go viral, is making sure that, of course, the content is always great. So don't go out there and create some BS content, y'all, and then try to use this feature. And then you like, Tria said that I was going to go viral. No, make sure the content is good. Make sure the content is great. Make sure the content is quality. And then you use that feature too. Oh yeah, you're gonna be on your way for sure. But use that feature because it is really, 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 really great. So just minimize it really, really small, because personally, I don't really like the fonts that are on Instagram. I use all of my fonts from CapCut. We'll be talking about CapCut a lot more tomorrow, how to edit reels. And I don't like any of their fonts. So I always just use them on CapCut. Next thing, you guys, is keep it short and cute. Keep it short and cute. Nobody want to sit there and watch a more than 30-second reel. Try to keep your reels under 30 seconds if you can. Try to keep it under 30 seconds if you can. Under 30 seconds. The reason why is because, like we talked about, there is so much content to see and people don't got a lot of time, right? So we want to capture their attention very, very quick. And that also leads me to say you have 3 seconds. That's all you have, is 3 seconds to hook your viewer. So one thing that I've noticed too, when I'm creating content, if you guys can see me in like the little small screen, if you guys can see that I like to do, is I'll probably like have my hand up and then I'll start talking. And I'll put my hand down really fast because people are like, oh, what is she doing? You want to figure out different ways that you can stop the scroll. So I might want to say, y'all wouldn't believe what my coworker had me do today. Or you might say, my boss had me messed up today. People are going to want to see it because they're like, well, how your boss had you messed up, girl? I want to know the story. I want to know the tea. Or you might want to be like, y'all would never believe what happened to me in Target. Those are different ways that you can hook your audience in and you can get them to watch your videos a lot more. Exactly what Giselle said inside of the chat. Drama sells. It could be good drama. It could be bad drama. Whatever it is, people are nosy. They want to know what's going on in your life. They want to know what's going on behind the scenes. So you are giving them a little bit of a glimpse of that by just adding that little hook towards the front of every single video. So even if you aren't speaking, make sure that there's something actionable happening at the beginning of your video. So like I said, you can lift your hand up. I usually do this. I'll lift my hand up and then I'll put it down and then I'll start talking because they're like, what she got going on? It's a lot of movement over there. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure you do that too. Drama in the first 30 seconds helps on all platforms. It does. It does. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. All right. Try to write down all of y'all's questions. If I don't get to your question, we are doing Q&A towards the end. So make sure you go through and jot that down. All right. So up next, we're going to be talking about the best times to post. And we're going to be going more in depth towards this towards the end of the session tonight. But what's the best times to post? The best times to post there is no answer. There is a general answer, and I'm going to give you guys that towards the end of this session where there's just like a general board as to what are usually the best times to post, no matter the business. But there's no best time. Kiara's business is going to be a little bit different than mine. Flawless, her business is going to be a little bit different than mine. Vanessa, her business is going to be a little bit different than mine. Kiata, her business is going to be a little bit different. Everybody's business is different. So what might work for my audience may not work for your audience. You have to know who the person is that you're trying to serve, and you have to know what works best for their schedule. So if I know that my target audience, I think I gave you guys this example last week during the free masterclass, but if I know my target audience is a mom, I got no business posting around anywhere between 7 a.m. to about 9. Guess what she doing? Somebody write in the chat. What is she doing? If I'm a mom between 7 and 9, what am I probably doing? Taking the kids to school, going to work, maybe going through and doing those things because I know, or getting the kids ready, getting ready for my day. I'm probably not looking out at my phone as much, but we all have a bad habit of doing what? Checking our phones right before we wake up. So even though I may not post anywhere between 7 to 9, I might have a scheduled post go out at about 5 or 6 a.m. Think about what time is your target audience waking up in the morning. If she's waking up at 5 or 6 a.m., she needs to have something to look at right in her face as soon as she opens her eyes, because we at least spend, sometimes, I know it's a bad habit. I know I do this. I'm not sure about y'all, so I'm telling on myself right now. I spend at least maybe 30 minutes in the bed before I probably get up. Probably not that long, maybe 10, 15, probably about 15, maybe 15, 20, maybe 15, 20 minutes in the bed before I'm actually getting up. And I might go through and check my emails. I might scroll through social media a little bit. It's not a good habit. Everyone says to not do it. But hey, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That is exactly what a lot of us do. So you want to make sure that you're giving her something that she can engage with early in the morning as well. So ask yourself, who is my followers? Where are they located? Think about the time zones too, right? So if I know that I am on the East Coast or I'm on the West Coast and most of my followers are on the West Coast, I got to figure out my times. Or if I'm on the East Coast and I know most of my followers are on the West Coast, I got to figure out my times. You want to think about the time zone that they are in. Are they parents? Are they millennials? Are they Gen Z? Right? Do they have a full-time job? Are they an entrepreneur? Think about all of those different things. Right? So the reason why we're having this masterclass tonight at 7 p.m. is not because I want to have it at 7 p.m. It's because I know y'all off for work, right? It's not because I want to have it at 7 p.m. I probably would have wanted to have it at 12 because I'm full time, right? Think about it that way. Think about your target audience. What does her schedule look like? And you want to tailor your time that you're posting directly towards her, not towards when it's best for you, towards when it is best for her as well. Another thing that you guys can do too, of course, is look on the back end of your data and your analytics. That'll also tell you when your target audience is the most active, similar to this post that you guys see on this right side. What hours are they the most active? You want to go through and figure out what days are they the most active. That's going to let you know which content you should be posting that is the most engaging on those days. Fridays are usually the most engaging days in the morning time. So anytime you guys have launches, it's also payday. So you want to make sure that you think about that too. All right, we'll be talking about times here in just a second as well, a little bit more. Up next, when it comes to mastering the algorithm, you guys, is going to be, of course, being consistent. Shout out to everyone that participated in the Real Consistency Challenge. Shout out to all of you guys. But you have to be consistent. I asked you guys this last week. Who want to make money every single day? Everybody raised their hand. Everybody put a 1. So if you want to make money every single day, guess what you got to do? Show up every single day. If you don't show up to work, you probably not going to get paid. And if you don't show up for your business, you're not going to get paid. So you want to make sure that you are consistent. Consistency is going to build trust. Consistency is going to build credibility. Consistency is going to build more followers. And ultimately, guess what consistency is going to do? Put you ahead when it comes to the algorithm. Instagram is rewarding people who are using their platform. They're not going to reward you and give you a bunch of followers and likes if you are not using the platform. I gave you guys this example last week as well. I took a full social media break the entire month of June. I have never taken a real social media break before. The entire month of June, I didn't post not one piece of content. My mental health wasn't where it needed to be. I was going through a lot. I'm like, I'm about to just go through and just take a break from social media and also take a break from YouTube. And when I came back on social media, my first post on July 1st got like 30 something likes. I was like, wait, what's going on? 30 something likes and like 200 views. I'm used to at least getting maybe 10,000 views for the most part on average on all of my posts. I'm like, oh yeah, the Instagram, the algorithm not liking me right now. They're not liking what I'm doing right now. They like, she went ahead, she took a break. Oh yeah, we finna put her to the bottom of the barrel. And that's exactly what they did. So that's what fueled me to go through and start posting every day, posting a reel every single day. I didn't get that idea just because I'm like, oh, I want to post a reel every day. I'm like, no, I got to get back in the algorithm. I got to get back in front of my audience. Instagram got me messed up. So that's actually how the Real Consistency Master Challenge actually came into play. Erica said, dang, that happened to me. Yep, definitely. It'll happen to you. So that's why you want to make sure that you're staying consistent. All right, up next, I had a lot of people ask me about this. Hashtags. Are hashtags dead? No. Hashtags are not dead. You still want to make sure that you are using hashtags. However, the way that you're using hashtags today are a little bit different than the way that you would use them maybe 2 to 3 years ago. When it comes to hashtags, Instagram suggests that you use anywhere between 3 to 5 keyword hashtags. And what I mean by keyword hashtags is making sure that your hashtags are keywords that your audience are going to be likely interested in. So do not go on Instagram and type in Tampa boutique. No. Don't type in New York hair store. No. Type in actual keywords and key phrases that we know our audience is going to be searching for. So if I am a clothing boutique and I'm selling loungewear, I might type in something along the lines of chill and relax clothing as a hashtag. Or I might type in cute and comfortable. Or I might type in cozy wear. different things along those different things along those lines. You want to type in keywords and key phrases and not hashtags that have to necessarily deal with your business, but have to do with what your audience is searching for. You want to do anywhere between 2 to 3 hashtags only. Don't go hashtag crazy, y'all, because it's actually going to flag your post and shadow ban you. So make sure you're only using anywhere between 3 to 5. This usually changes a lot. One day Instagram will tell you to do 12. The next day they might tell you to do 8. So make sure y'all are following Adam, because Adam gonna tell y'all the last suggestion Adam gave us was to do anywhere between 3 to 5. And I'm listening to Adam. I don't know about you, but he the head of marketing. So I'm gonna listen to Adam. So make sure y'all do what Adam said. Adam said anywhere between 3 to 5. So guess what we're gonna do? 3 to 5. You can go through and use those hashtags, but you don't want to do it for every city. So if you're in Tampa, do only Tampa or only do Florida. Don't go and do Houston and Alabama and Chicago and New York. Keep it curated to your community and your community only. All right, cool. Let's move forward. Make sure y'all write down your questions if I'm not answering them as we go. All right, cool. So how do y'all feel about the algorithm? Give me a 1 in the chat if you feel like you understand the algorithm a lot more than you did. Think about the algorithm as a big computer software program that is basically just curating our content for us to see more of what we like. Social media is nothing but a big business. Give me a 1 in the chat if you feel like you understand the algorithm a lot more than you did. All right. Perfect. Okay, cool. We are about to hop into the next portion of our session. But before we do, I'm going to stop sharing real quick, and I want to walk you guys through your homework for part 1. So we're going to go through homework for part 1 real quick. Chapter 1 inside of your workbook, and then we're going to get started on section 2. So if y'all want to take a bathroom break real quick while I go through this or whatever, it's not going to take me long. So just putting that little forewarning out there. So this is your homework for chapter 1, which is understanding the algorithm. I want you to write down, why is it important for your business and your brand to understand the algorithm? Your answer is going to be different from everyone. You might want to pay a little bit more attention to the algorithm because you're trying to boost sales. I might be wanting to pay a little bit more attention to the algorithm because I want to boost engagement or I want to build community. So why is it important for you and your business and your brand to understand the algorithm? The next thing that I want you guys to write down are 3 ways that you plan to stay on top of the algorithm. So that way you're the first to know about updates. So that way you're the first to know about new features. Write down 3 ways that you can stay on top of the algorithm and also the social media features as well. So that is your second part of the homework. All right, so page 2 for chapter 1 as well is, which features are you most comfortable with? What are the features that are on Instagram that you feel like you are the most comfortable with? You feel like you know how to use these features. You can basically do these things in your sleep. I want you to write those things down. And I also want you to go through and just do a little bit of self-discovery right here. What part of Instagram are you not familiar with? Be honest with yourself. I'm not very familiar with Reels. Go through and write that down. Go through and write down, I'm not that familiar with the guides. We just talked about guides, and a lot of y'all didn't even know what guides was. So maybe go through and write those down. So these are things that you want to spend a little bit more time mastering, and different features and components that you want to spend a little bit time making sure that you're doing research on. So that's the only homework that you guys have for algorithm and understanding the algorithm is on page 19 and also page 20. So page 19 and 20 is your homework for understanding the algorithm. Just a little bit of self-discovery so that way we understand what we're getting ourselves into when it comes to social media and all the crazy features out there. All right. Let's go through and hop into part 2. Can we type in Canva? Yes, you can type inside of Canva. You can also print it out and use it pen and paper old school way too. All right, second half of our session for tonight is what to post and when to post it. This is personally my favorite part of tonight's session is what to post and when to post it. All right, so what do I even post? Treya, give me the ideas, honey. Like you say you can never run out of content. I honestly believe I'll never run out of content. How do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do it? What am I even supposed to be posting? I don't even know what to post, okay? I'm gonna let y'all in on a couple of different strategies that I've used over the years to never run out of content, ever. Awesome. I didn't get the email with the workbook. Make sure you send me an email and I will make sure that I send it to you tonight. All right, so sorry to let you know, but before you post, there's a couple things that you got to do. I will not be doing my due diligence if I just said this is what you should post. No. There's a couple of things that we got to make sure that we understand before. Send me an email, Crystal, so I can send it over to you. So there's a couple of things that we need to do before we post on social media to really make sure that we're getting engagement, to make sure that we're getting traction, to really make sure that we're getting our saves, we're getting our shares, all the different things. So somebody let me know inside of the chat, take a wild guess. What do we need to do or have together before we can post on social media? Content plan? Nope. All right, Tamika hit it right on the head. We got to know who the target audience is, y'all. Who are we creating the content for? We got to make sure we understand who the target audience is. Right? Before you post on social media, you need to know who are you creating content for. You need to know who your target audience is. That is what's going to help you make sure that you're creating content that's essentially going to reach your audience in the first place. All right. So what do I need to know about my audience, Trey? Keep talking about target audience. You keep talking about it. What do I need to know about my target audience? So inside of your workbooks, you guys, I have basically put on every single slide that we're about to go through, little snippets of your workbook. But you need to know who your target audience is. You need to know their demographics. What is this person's age? What is this person's gender? Where are they located? What are some of the other demographics about them that I need to make sure that I know? This information is basically going to tailor your content to this person's preferences. What type of climate does this person live in? What is their income like? What's their education? And of course, I know somebody's thinking to themselves, how do I even get this information? It is all made up. You are creating who you want to reach your content. Right? So I am going to think about, well, I'm creating this brand or I'm creating this business. I might be a content creator or I might be a business owner. Who do I want to shop with me? Who do I want to watch my YouTube videos, or who do I want to go through and look at any of my content? Right? So for the most part, I'll use me for example. So when I had Wanted Wardrobe at the time, her age range was anywhere between the ages of 25 to 37. She was a female. She was located in the southeastern region. She experienced all 4 seasons, so that was usually my climate that I went with. For her income, she made anywhere between $47,000 to $87,000 a year. She had some type of degree, so she had an associate's degree or she may have had a bachelor's. She worked a 9 to 5, but she also had aspirations of starting a side hustle or becoming an entrepreneur. She was really young at the time, so she was either in a relationship or she was single. I wasn't necessarily curating Wanted Wardrobe for married women. And she had anywhere between 0 to 2 kids. So that was my target audience at that time. So you want to think about, who is this person? Who is this target audience? All of it is completely made up. The best way to think about your target audience or to get access to the information of who you want your target audience to be is think about people who you know, or think about people you follow on social media. Right? So if you have a coworker and you're like, oh yeah, I think Sarah, my coworker Sarah, she would be a great representation of who my target audience is. Make your entire target audience directly about Sarah, or make all of your demographics about Sarah. Can you have more than one, like 2 types? Yes, those are going to be called buyer personas. I'm not going to go too deep into that tonight, but Erica, those are called buyer personas. Your target audience is just very broad, but your buyer personas are people within the target audience. So I might have that same broad target audience like I just told y'all, but I might have 3 buyer personas. I might have Keisha, I might have Kim, and I might have Tiffany. And those might be my 3 buyer personas within my big target audience. Hopefully that makes sense. Shanda said climate. You want to think about climate because that's going to curate your content based upon season. So for example, I live in Florida and most of my target audience is down south too. We're not really wearing jackets and sweaters. Like this is probably the heaviest thing I own. Right? So you want to think about that too, because when it comes to your content, you might not want to start your fall marketing as soon as people up north who are starting their fall marketing. We know up north in New York, it's about to probably start getting cold around what, November-ish? Maybe it's probably temperatures probably dropping right now. So you want to think about those things too. It's going to help you curate better content. So if I know that it's getting cold in my content, I need to be looking cold. You know, I need to be looking as if I'm my target audience. She said it's cold now in New York. Oh, wow. I'm glad I couldn't do it, y'all, when I lived up there. I couldn't do it. I could not. Shout out to all of my New York people. All right, up next, you guys, we are going to be talking about the psychographics. Psychographics, and that is not a word to scare you. That is a word to help you understand your target audience just a little bit better. So we want to know their lifestyle. Is this the girl who likes to go out for hookah and mimosas and get drunk at brunch? Hey, it's a market out there for her, okay? Is she the type of girl who likes to go to church on Sundays? After church, she might go out to eat with her family. After that, she's probably relaxing for the day and maybe planning out some different things as relates to her business or work and getting her life together. You want to think about, what is her lifestyle like? Does she like to go to the spa and get her nails done? Or is she the type of person who's a little bit laid back and she doesn't like to enjoy all of those different things? You want to think about that. What are her personality traits? Is she a little bit shy, reserved? Is she really bubbly? Is she someone who is very outgoing? Maybe she's a socialite. And then lastly, her values. What are things that are important to her? Is family important to her? Her health and her fitness is important to her. Is her job and her career important to her? Her finances might be important to her. What are her values? So all of this is inside of your workbook, you guys. Up next is her interest and also her hobbies. So what is she interested in? You know, is she really interested in fashion? Is she really interested in beauty and hair care and makeup and cosmetics? Those are things that you want to go through and jot down. What are her hobbies? Does she like to read and write? Does she like to go on walks? Does she like to go to Pilates? Those are different things that we want to make sure that we take into consideration as well. After that, this is the goal for creating great content, y'all. What problem is your audience facing? What problem is she facing? And it don't got to be a crazy problem. This is not a life or death type of problem. Sis is not on a surgery table about to take her life. Like, no, this is not a crazy problem. This is a very simple problem. And sometimes the most simple problems are the best businesses. Toilet paper in garbage bags are simple problems that we have. We got to have somewhere to store our trash after we are finished using stuff. We got to use some toilet paper to make sure that we nice and clean, right? Simple problems, and people have found solutions to those simple problems. It does not have to be anything that is crazy or life or death. Fashion Nova, for example, they are solving a very simple problem. The problem Fashion Nova is solving was, at the time when they first launched their business, there was no place that you can get really cute, fashionable, and trendy clothing for cheap prices. That is how they were able to stand out in the market. They solved a very simple problem, being able to get really nice, cheap, quality clothing for a very, very low price. Another problem that it said, Giselle put it here inside of the chat, when Fashion Nova first started back in 2017, they noticed that there was a lot of curvy women out there and there were no jeans for curvy or tall women. That was a problem that they solved. We know Fashion Nova is very known for their jeans, or they were once upon a time, used to be really, really known for their jeans. And that was a problem that they solved, was that they noticed that a lot of women that were very voluptuous, women that had curves, they didn't have anywhere to get jeans from. Y'all know how hard it is to shop if you have curves for jeans without you looking like a square or looking like a board, you know, your butt all smushed in. And that's what Fashion Nova did. They curated and they solved that problem. So think about the problems your audience is facing, and you want to make sure that you are creating a solution to those problems. Tamika said, I don't have curves. I am done with y'all inside of the chat. I am done with y'all inside of the chat. All right, up next, you guys, is goals. What is her goals? What does she want out of life? Does she want to, own a business? Does she want to have, a side hustle? What are her dreams and her goals and her aspirations? Does she want to someday maybe get married? Or, what are the different things that she's trying to go through and accomplish? Does she hope to travel the world one day? Those are things that are going to help you create content that is curated towards her. This one is my favorite. This one is my favorite right here. The reason why this one's my favorite is because we are talking about the way she likes to communicate. The reason why that this is my favorite is because it's going to help you make sure that you are creating content in a voice and in a tone that makes sense to your audience. Does your audience cuss? Be real. Does your audience cuss? Think about it. If your audience cuss, you might be able to include a couple cuss words in your content every now and again. Or you might be able to curse inside of your lives, or you might curse inside of, or use profanity inside of any of your content. That's going to help you know if you should do it or not. I know a lot of people struggle with this sometimes. Should I say a cuss word here? I know personally, I don't really curse like that. So I don't do it anyway. But you want to think about it. Sonia said, mine cuss. We grown. See, that's your audience, but that's not how my audience is. So you want to know, how does your audience communicate? Does she talk in city girl language? I say city girl language because they got their own language over there, right? Does she say period and hey girl, hey all the time? Every sentence is ended with period and she like this. Then that's how you create your content, sis, because you are curating your content directly towards your audience and who your audience is. Everyone's communication style is different. Yes, Kira. Yes, your audience is just like this. Every single time she says something, right? You're creating content based upon your target audience. So how does she like to communicate? Is she someone who's a little bit more proper? Does she use profanity? Does she not? You want to think about all those different things. Does she talk in more of a professional tone? That's going to help you create content and allow you to understand how you should be talking inside of your content. Nobody's telling you to fake it, but definitely make sure you understand how your audience communicates. All right, next is going to be her buying behavior. Her buying behavior. How does your target audience make purchasing decisions? What influences your audience to buy things? Think about yourself. When you're in the mall or whenever you're scrolling on, apps on your phone or whatever, whenever you're doing online shopping, what persuades you to purchase something? Is it the content? Is it the product descriptions? Is it the way your audience modeled the piece of inventory? Was it because they use lifestyle content? What are some of the different things that your audience did or you do as it relates to making purchasing decisions? Is it because of reviews? Is it any of those things? Seeing it in real life. So that means if you know that your audience likes to see things in real life, or if you like to see things in real life, and let's say you're an online business, you need to be going on live. Live is the fastest and the easiest way people can see something as real that they're going to see it, is on live, because it is live. It is in real time. So if you know that your audience wants to see something in real time, they like to see things in person, you need to be going on live all the time and selling, because that's what's really going to help you, is it's going to be able to see it right there and in your face. Live scares me. No, live is really, really great. That's going to be the easiest way for your audience to see your content. TikTok live is going crazy right now with this TikTok shops, and people are making a lot of money using TikTok shops. So don't let live scare you. If anything, there's one girl, just a little disclaimer. There's one girl that I watch on TikTok all the time. She never says anything on her TikToks. All it is that ASMR. She's packing orders and it's just a bunch of noise. And she gets so much sales by not even saying nothing. People just watching her pack orders. It's the craziest thing. So if you don't feel like talking, sit there and turn on your live, have maybe some music playing in the background. You're packing up your orders, and that might be something that you can go through and do. So ASMR is basically like the noise. So typing, maybe it's the receipts coming out, different things like that. ASMR, I don't really know the correct definition of it, but it's basically just noise, realistic noise of whatever it is that you're doing. All right, cool. Let's move forward. So that's going to help you guys with buying behavior. After that, you guys want to make sure that you understand the different formats that you should be creating your content in. So is there written content? Does your audience like video content? Does she like infographics? Does she like images? What type of content does your audience like? The best way to figure out what type of content your audience likes is by creating a ton of different types of content. Create a bunch of different types of content. If you notice that all of your reels get the most engagement when you're doing voiceovers, girl, you better go voiceover crazy, because obviously your audience is telling you that's what we enjoy the most. But if you don't create several different forms of content, how are you going to know what form of content your audience likes the best? And we'll be talking a lot more about that, you guys, on Thursday once we start talking about data and analytics as well. All right, y'all beat me to this earlier. We already talked about the direct competitors versus the indirect competitors, and I'll say it again just in case if anybody joined a little bit late or if anybody's a little bit confused. But your direct competitors are people that I can compete with directly. So for example, Kiera is a cosmetic brand. If I have a cosmetic brand too, me and her are tackling very similar target audiences. Me and her are direct competitors. We're both small businesses. Me and her can compete directly. If I'm a cosmetic brand, and then we got Fenty Beauty over here, Fenty Beauty is going to be my indirect competitor. I don't know about y'all, but I don't have the marketing budget that Rihanna has. So that is my indirect competitor because I can't compete with her directly. So that is your direct competitor. And then you also have your indirect competitors. This is also inside of your workbook for you guys to go through and start writing out your content ideas that your competitors are currently doing as well. So that is the definition of your direct competitors and then also your indirect competitors. All right, so just a couple of reminders before we get to some of the fun stuff and I start giving y'all some homework and we start doing Q&A. Is one of the reminders that I want you guys to do is really pay attention to feedback. Pay a lot of attention to the engagement that you're getting on some of the posts that you're already creating. How is your audience interacting with you already? Are they just leaving emojis or are they speaking to you? Are they, what are your likes looking like? What are your shares and your saves? I know we're going to be talking a lot more about data and analytics on Thursday, but your followers don't matter. Your likes don't matter. There's two pieces of data and analytics that you want to pay closest attention to that matter the most. And that's going to help you get more viral and also trigger the algorithm. Your shares and your saves. Make sure you are only looking at your shares and your saves. Likes don't matter no more, y'all. Likes don't matter. Followers don't matter. Your saves and your shares matter most. The reason why they matter is because if somebody saves your post, that means that is a good post. They want to save it for later so that way they can come back to it. That triggers the algorithm. Wow, someone saved Kiara's piece of content. Okay, cool. We need to go back and make sure that we reward her by maybe pushing the algorithm just a little bit further. The more saves and shares that you guys have on your content, the better. After we finish this session, I'm going to show you guys the back end of a lot of my data and my analytics on my Instagram. So that way y'all are able to see the saves and shares and the different forms of data and analytics too. And we'll take a deeper dive into it on Thursday as well. But only look at saves and shares. That's all that matters. If it's a great piece of content and you're sharing it with a friend, that's going to trigger the algorithm. Likes don't matter. Followers don't matter. That's the only two pieces of data and analytics that really matter. Another one too that I'll add on that you guys want to pay attention to is your reach. And not your reach when it comes to your followers, your reach when it comes to the people who are not following you. And that's a gym and that's a bar. Look for the shares and the reach when it comes to people who are not following you. That's how I always know before my post goes viral that it's going to go viral. If I'm getting equal amount of people who are following me and people who are not following me, and it's getting the same amount of reach, I'm like, and I can literally post it in like 5 hours. I'll be able to tell, oh, this post is going to do really, really good. Or this post is not going to do that great. Instantly, just by looking at that. How do I feel about boosted posts? Boosted posts is doing nothing but Instagram taking y'all money. Do not boost posts. That is not the same thing as running an ad. It is not the same. You boosting your post is just going to show it to maybe a few more people. That is not running an ad. Don't sit there and boost your posts. I wouldn't do it. All right, cool. Let's go move forward, you guys. Another reminder, too, is looking at feedback and also making sure you're looking at your reviews. Great ways to get feedback from your audience is by doing surveys, doing polls, directly interacting with your audience, too. So I wanted to make sure I throw those in there as well, just as some little reminders for you guys to make sure that you're staying in tune with as well. All right, so now that I know my audience, Troy, and you gave me a whole target audience masterclass for the free in here, what do I post? I know my audience now, but since I still don't know what to post, I am having a hard time. I know my audience. You gave me all the gems as to how I can get to know my audience better. How do I even know what to post? So we are going to take a step back into last week's masterclass, but we're going to build upon it. So there are 3 different types of goals that your content should be doing. Your content should be entertaining, it should be educating, and it also should be inspiring. Now, you will have pieces of content that will do all 3. You have pieces of content that might do 2 of these. You might have pieces of content that might do 1. Okay? So you want to make sure that you realize this right here. There will be times when your content types will go through an overlap. There will be times that your content types will overlap. There will be times that your content types will overlap. Let me let some people in that are in the waiting room. All right, perfect. All right, so content that entertains. Let's hop into content that entertains first. How do I create content that entertains, Treya? So since you know your target audience now, you should know their preferences. We talked about it just now. Is she the city girl? If she is the city girl, we need to be doing this. That's gonna entertain her because she's gonna be like, oh yeah, she is speaking my language. Right? We're gonna be doing this all day because we know that we are talking to the city girl. Okay. We want to think about her behaviors. We're gonna think about her demographics. Please don't say I have to dance. No, you don't have to dance, but you might do a little 1-2 step. I'm not a dancer, but I danced on a couple. I did a little 1-2 step. I'm gonna show y'all my content in just a second. But you definitely want to make sure that you're using trending sounds that might not require you to go through a dance, right? So I know I use a trending sound that is more so known for like dancing TikTok, but I just pointed at different things. I'll show you guys that in a second as well. So you don't have to dance. You just have to know who your target audience is and make sure that you think about what music type that she listens to and find different creative ways that you can go through and insert your brand. The best way to entertain your audience, we've already talked about this a little bit as well, but tell stories, y'all. Storytelling is so great when it comes to content creation. Storytelling. Hey, y'all, I was just in Target today. Let me tell y'all some of the different things that I bought from Target. Y'all know when you go to Target, you don't make no list. Target gonna tell you exactly what you need to buy whenever you get in there. This is what I bought from Target today. Your storytelling. Another thing that you might do as well when you're storytelling is, let's say you have a clothing boutique. You might say something along the lines of, y'all, I can never find no jeans to fit me. And you might demonstrate how you bouncing up and down trying to pull your jeans up. And then you're like, wait, I got the perfect solution for you. And now you show a pair of jeans that can easily go up under your curves. And that's storytelling because you're letting your audience know, hey, not only do I have a solution to your problem, I can relate to you. Let me tell you a little bit about my story and how I can't ever find any jeans that fit me. Right? So you want to find different ways that you can go through and storytell within your content. Always make sure when you are storytelling that you captivate your audience in those first 3 seconds. What is going to make it irresistible for them to want to stop the scroll? Because how many of us just going like this until we see something that's entertaining? We just going just like this. We just scrolling. And then we see something entertaining and then we're going to stop. So you want to make sure that you think about that as well. Use some humor. Be funny. Be clever. Be very lighthearted. You want to make sure that your content is enjoyable. Make sure that you're using your brand's voice. Nobody want to engage with content that's boring or a content creator that's boring, right? You want to make sure that you're fun, you're bubbly, all the different things. And even if you feel like you're a little bit more shy, just try to be a little bit more engaging with your audience. So really speak their language, really making sure that you really understand how they like to be communicated with. So making sure that we incorporate humor into our content when it is appropriate. After this, of course, is making sure that it's visually appealing and that it's eye-catching. That's really making sure that our content is quality. I'm going to be teaching you guys tomorrow all about how to create quality content. I'm going to be doing a live demonstration. This is usually where I film. Y'all can't see it now because my background blurry because it's a little bit of a mess right now. But we're going to be doing a live demonstration tomorrow showing y'all how I create content and also how I edit tomorrow. But making sure that your content is visually appealing and making sure that it really resonates well with your brand's messaging and you throw in a lot of your brand's personality as well. And then, of course, making sure that it is engaging and that it is interacting. We've already talked a lot about engagement tonight. We've already talked about how to make our content a little bit more interactive by asking our audience questions, doing call to actions. Those are things that are going to make it a little bit more entertaining besides you just standing there, right? So asking questions, doing polls, doing contests, giveaways. Those are ways to make your content a lot more engaging as well. And then lastly is trending audio. Trending audio is how I was so close, y'all. I'm so mad to this day that I didn't get 1 million views on that one post. I'll show it to y'all in a second. But I almost hit 1 million views on a post just using trending audio that somebody else used. I just found a way in order to make it and insert it into my brand. So using trending audio is a really great way to making sure that you're creating valuable content and also content that entertains, that has the potential of going viral. All right, so let's get into some more fun stuff, y'all. How do I create content that educates? This is my favorite. And the reason why is because educational content is content that makes money. When you educate your audience, you make money. That is why Google is always going to make money. It's because they have the answers to just about everybody questions. You go into Google, you type in something, and you can find out just about everything. Right? So let's hop into content that educates. So this is the first tactic that I want all of you guys to do. And we've already talked about this a little bit, but I wanted to make sure that I added this to your workbook. What problem is my audience facing, and how can I provide a solution to them? I'm not going to go too crazy in depth in here because we have talked about this quite a bit. Problem, solution. What issues are my target audience facing? The solution that you're going to provide for them is, how can my product or service, or even my content, those of you guys who are creators, help my audience? Problem and solution. That is what's going to help you educate your audience. If I know that my audience has a tough time with jeans, if I know that she can never find anything to wear because she just went through postpartum, if I know that my audience is suffering with confidence, how can my product or my service or my content help her? You want to make sure that you're always solution-based when it comes to creating content. Always be solution-based. This is my favorite activity to do. A lot of you guys who are my students, a lot of you guys have already done this before, but this is one of my favorite activities to go through and do. There's a little typo right here. Y'all are doing 30 questions, not 20. So this is a 30-question activity. I want you guys to write down 30 questions that your target audience would ask you about your product or your service. They may ask you about your brand. They may ask you about your policies. They may ask you about your pricing or your payment options. They may ask you about your availability. I want you guys to write down all the questions that your target audience may ask you about your brand. And if you're like, well, how do I find that out? You can go to a website called Answer the Public. AnswerThePublic.com. And this is what the website looks like. Right here, AnswerThePublic.com. What you want to go through and type in is your brand's niche. So somebody throw in their brand's niche inside the chat, and I'm going to use you as an example. Niche, waxing. Okay, cool. I'll use waxing. So let's just type in, should I type in body waxing? I want to be a little bit more specific than just waxing. Let's just type in body waxing, and let's just hit search. So be careful with this, y'all, because they only gonna let you get 2 to 3 searches a day, because after that you got to pay for it. Y'all know how a lot of these websites can be. So just be careful with your searches. You can only do 2 to 3 searches per day. So what this is gonna do is, I love this website, y'all. I'm letting y'all in on all my little secret gems. This is gonna give you 80 questions that people are asking on Google all about body waxing, which means you can create 80 pieces of content answering every single question. Every single question. How long does body waxing last? Is it proper for me to body wax at home? Does Brazilian waxing cause itching? Is body waxing good or bad? Should I be using wax on my face? Like, of course, some of these you probably may not go through and use, but a lot of these questions are questions that you can create content for and answer inside of your reels, right? So you might be doing maybe a demonstration of maybe you doing wax, and you might be talking about, somebody asked, how often do the questions change? I think they change every day, which is probably why they only give you 3 searches per day. So you can go on here every single day and maybe type in different things as it relates to your audience as well. So yeah, go on here, look at all the different questions that they're asking you. And these are all the questions that people are asking into Google, which means that you got never ending pieces of content, y'all. You could never run out of content, ever, because there's always something new that people are going to be asking. Another thing down here is they're letting you know all the different keywords and key phrases that people are usually typing in as it relates to your brand and your niche too. Right? So body waxing for women, body waxing for men, bikini waxing is painful. This is also something that's going to help y'all with, guess what? Hashtags. Hashtags is going to go crazy with this too. You scroll down a little bit further, you're getting some more insight of like verses. Oh, this is actually really, really good. So you're getting Brazilian waxes versus Hollywood waxing, Brazilian waxing versus, or bikini waxing versus shaving, So you can see here, there's all of these verses here too. So that way you're able to see the different types of things that people are comparing waxing to as well. Scroll down a little bit further. Now you got a ton of different keywords that y'all can use here for hashtags. And feel free to get really creative with the way that y'all type things into here as well. So that way you can get better results too. So let's just type in trendy women's clothing. I know a lot of you guys are women's clothing boutiques, and I want to make sure that y'all get some insight too. This might be my last search of the day. Yep, they only gave me one. Okay, so register. Oh, you can register and you can use it for free. I'm not registered. That's why they only gave me one. Okay, cool. So I think you have anywhere between 2 to 3 uses per day if you're registered, but if you're not registered, you only have one. So just register and you will be able to see that. But yes, go on here, y'all, answerthepublic.com. Another thing that y'all can do too is go on ChatGPT and do the same exact thing. So you might want to go into ChatGPT and then you might type in something along the lines of 20 questions people are asking as it relates to women's clothing. 20 questions people are usually asking as it relates to whatever it is that you know has to do with your brand. So when you are doing this, you want to start brainstorming, how can I find those creative ways in order to make this make sense as it relates to my audience? How can I find the creative ways in order to answer this question? Right? So if Kira, for example, if her audience is struggling with how to do a brow, right? She's like, I don't know how to do my eyebrows. I feel like everybody is always struggling with how to do their eyebrows. So you might be able to create a 5-second or 10-second reel, how to do your eyebrows in 5 seconds. The easiest steps and processes on how to do an eyebrow. Boom, right there. A lot of people don't know how to do their eyelashes. Tips and tricks on how to go through and do your eyelashes. What are the questions that your audience is asking you? And it is up to you to answer those questions. They're not going to be able to understand your product. They're not going to be able to understand your service if you're not helping them understand it. We are in a world where people want to be educated. They want to know exactly what it is like in order to be in your shoes as a business owner or as a content creator. They want to know these things, but if we're not answering the questions for them, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go find a business that's answering the questions. The reason why is because our audience don't want to DM us. They don't want to send us an email. That's going to help you not get a ton of questions and help you not get a ton of emails. When I had one at Wardrobe, we barely got emails. Barely. We got a ton of sales. We grew to 6 figures and not had a ton of emails. And the reason why is because I wanted to make it easy for my audience to not ask me questions. Don't ask me nothing. Every answer you need is in my content. Don't ask me a thing. Okay? You want to make it make sense, right? All those frequently asked questions y'all got on your website should be content, to be honest. So think about it that way. Am I answering and posting this on my personal or business page? Business page only. Business page only. Would I ever start back selling clothes? Maybe. We'll see. All right. So, for example, as y'all can see down here, a customer may ask you, what is your return policy? Instead of you just answering the question, our return policy is 3 to 5 business days. No, do an entire reel of you processing a return with a voiceover and explaining the process of your return policy through the voiceover. Make it fun, make it interactive. Don't just tell them what the return policy is. Make an entire reel about it. Process a return order with me. Boom, you got a whole reel idea right there. All right, let's get started. All right, how do we create content that inspires? Of course, we can post our motivational messages, our motivational Mondays, all the different things like that. So let's hop into it. Tell authentic stories. Tell your story as the business owner. That's going to do nothing but motivate your audience. People buy from people. They do not buy from brands and they do not buy from businesses. They are buying from you because of who you are and because of your story. One person that I really admire who always tells her brand story is Mia Ray of Glamaholic Lifestyle. A lot of you guys probably know her. She always talks about how she had a shopping cart and she would put all of her orders in a shopping cart and she would walk to the post office to drop off her orders. She talked about how she was a single mom. She really talked about how her son was there with her whenever she was packaging her orders or doing anything when it comes to her business. And one thing that really allowed her to grow her business was simply because people are buying from her. The product is great. Don't get me wrong. She sells a really great bag. Her bags look awesome. However, people are buying that product based upon her brand story. So don't be afraid to tell your story. Tell about the things that you've gone through in order to build your business. Talk about the things, that you had to overcome. Talk about the adversity that you had to face. That's not only going to inspire your audience, that's going to create more resonated content that's resonates better with your audience and make you be a lot more authentic to true to your brand's values. Also, make sure that you're providing maybe some advice for your audience as well, how-tos, making sure that you're providing them with different things along those lines so that way they can understand how to use your product as well. All right, I think that's it. I think these are duplicates. Yeah. Well, no, I didn't do motivational content. I just talked about it, but making sure we post motivational content. That might be your quotes, your graphics, your memes. One of my biggest pet peeves, y'all, and I want everybody to take note of this, is please make sure if you're doing quote posts that they are original to you and your brand. Don't just find a quote post, screenshot it, and post it. No. Make sure that it is true to your brand's colors. Make sure that it is true to your brand's fonts. Make sure that it looks like something that goes well with your branding and your brand messaging. Don't just screenshot a quote and then post it. No. Making sure that we are thinking about that branding and that visual component as well. All right. So last thing that we are going to talk about, what was the lady name you mentioned? Mia Ray, Miaray. Mia Ray. She's the owner of Glamaholic Lifestyle. All right. So when do I post? We are almost done for the night, y'all. Almost. When do I post? What is the best time to post? I want the best engagement, Treya. How do I know when to post? Just like I told y'all earlier, when to post is determined by your target audience and your target audience only. Everybody's target audience is completely different. You need to do background research. Who is my target audience? Really going through and making sure you understand her schedule as well. Why can't I post any time of day? You don't want to post any single time of day. You want to make sure that it is relevant to your audience's activity. So making sure you understand your target audience's schedule. This is something that is actually inside of your workbook. I'm going to stop sharing this screen for a second so that way y'all can see the workbook. But inside of your workbook, I gave you guys an entire schedule for your target audience. Let me find it. It is in here towards the bottom. Right here. Write your target audience's schedule. Of course, you can't come in here and customize it. So if she don't wake up at 7 a.m., she wake up at 5 a.m., you can customize this based upon when she wakes up. What is she doing? Every single hour of the day. You can say that she's working from 9 to 5, and you don't have to put the different details in here. You don't got to go that crazy with it. But you definitely want to know what is her daily schedule. That's going to help you understand when to post. So you have space here for her weekday schedule, and then you have space here for her weekend schedule, because she might be popping champagne and mimosas on Saturday morning, but she at the job on Monday through Friday. You want to make sure we know these things so that way we know when to post on social media. So that is her weekend schedule as well. Up here, you guys do have space for you to write down all 30 of your questions. So you want to write those down inside of here. And then down here, we are talking about your posting schedule. So I just want you guys to put a star. So you can go in Canva and just type in star. And then find a star. And put stars inside of the boxes of when you feel like it makes sense for you to post on social media. So, okay, so I'm going to post Tuesdays at 11. I'm going to copy and paste that. I'm going to post on Wednesday at 7 a.m. We're going to put a star there. So we want to make sure we star the areas that we are going to post on social, because it is going to make sense for us when it comes to us creating our content plans as well. All right, let's hop back into the presentation. We are almost done for the night, and I want to show my screen to y'all. And of course, we do have to do the giveaway too. So we got a couple more things to get done. All right, so those of you guys who are like, okay, but I'm just starting. I don't really know my audience. I don't really know who she is just yet. And I just want to start posting. This is a universal posting schedule that usually works best for all brands and all businesses. So Mondays, anywhere between 7 a.m. to 10, Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so on and so forth. Everywhere that you guys see the star is usually the best days to post. The best days to post your best content. Mondays, you need to post your best content. Everybody on social media on Monday. The reason why everybody's on social media on Monday is because it is Monday. And the reason why I say that is because everybody's looking for that motivation on Monday. Monday is a new week, new grind. What do people used to say? New week, new grind, new hustle, new goals, whatever it is. people are looking for those things in order to push them through the week as well. Sundays are another great day too, because everyone's winding down from the weekend. They're relaxing just a little bit, especially Sunday nights. And then Wednesdays are usually hump days, which is right there in the middle of the week. So you want to make sure that you guys are taking note of this universal posting schedule, but please post based upon your audience and not based upon this. This is just if you have no clue, you just need some direction. All right, cool. So let's get into homework, y'all. Y'all ready for homework? And we are done for today. How did y'all like day 1 so far? Everybody learned a lot. I know it was a lot of information. Give me a 1 if you learned a lot tonight. Give me a 1. Good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So tonight we talked all about what to post. We also talked about when to post it. And then we also talked about the algorithm. We also talked a lot about the algorithm as well. All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, so your homework, you guys, for tonight is to begin chapter 1 and chapter 2. Of course, I don't expect you to have it done by tomorrow because they were very long, but just get started on it. So chapter 1 and chapter 2. Your next homework assignment, which I'm really excited about, is I want everyone in the next 24 hours to post a reel doing one daily activity that you are already doing. You're already driving. You're already washing the dishes. You're already sitting here right now. You could be creating content of you sitting here right now with your tripod in the background, of you showing, hey, I'm tuning into this masterclass tonight. I want you to post one reel in the next 24 hours, completing one daily task. Driving, washing the dishes, computer work. And I want you to record a voiceover, reintroducing yourself to your audience. Hey, y'all, my name is Kiera. I'm the owner of Flawless Beauty, whatever your brand name is. I really look forward to creating more content for you guys. Feel free to let me know inside of the comment section what type of content you guys are looking forward to me creating. Something along those lines. But make sure that there's a hook in there. Make sure that there's a hook in there. So that way we can make sure that we're getting those views as well. Also, make sure that you put a call to action that we've talked about and ask your audience that engaging question. I want everyone to use the hashtag social surgery challenge in this post. So 24 hours, I'm going to be participating as well. We want to make sure we're doing a daily activity. You can record a voiceover, or you can just record yourself talking, whatever is preference for you. And making sure we add that call to action, and we're asking our audience an engaging question with the hashtag social surgery challenge. All right, all right, all right. So I want to show y'all an example of one that I did. If y'all want to go on my Instagram and just take this sound, you can definitely go. My son, what I live, what I like, and what I do, what I love. How about you? So you can use this sound too, because it basically answers everything. So if y'all want to go on my Instagram, find that sound. It's by Will, I don't know, I can't see that. Will something Zodiac. And that kind of answers everything. And you're reintroducing your audience, yourself to your audience. So that's something that you can do there too. All right, all right. So that is it. That is it for day 1. That is it for day 1. How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel? Go ahead and let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Everyone, let me know. All right, feeling good, feeling ready to work. I know that's right. I know that's right. Perfect. All right, before we hop into Q&A, you guys, I am going to be answering questions into about 9:15-ish. 9:15-ish, 9:20-ish. So feel free to ask me all of your questions. We are going to save all of our audits for tomorrow. So we're going to do all of our social media audits tomorrow. I want to make sure that I answer a lot of y'all's questions because y'all asked a ton of questions. So we're going to do audits tomorrow. And then tonight we're going to do Q&A, and then I'm about to announce the winner of our first giveaway. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up my screen. I'm going to share my cell phone screen with y'all. And we are going to get started here in just a second. Right. I'm going to go to my archive post. And I am going to just blindly scroll. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to lay my finger down. And whoever I land on, that is going to be the winner of the giveaway. All right. So let me share my cell phone screen with y'all. Somebody throw a 1 in the chat. when you can see my cell phone screen. Y'all can see my cell phone screen? No? Y'all can see it now? All right, perfect. All right, cool. So these are all of my story archives, as y'all can see. So let's go to when we had the first story right here of the patients that y'all did and reposted it. So I reposted everyone whose page was public. Your page had to be public or I didn't see it. So I'm about to just scroll real fast. I'm just going to close my eyes and scroll. And whoever I land on, that will be the first winner of, I want to make sure I'm not scrolling too far. Okay. That will be the winner of the first giveaway. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was me. Okay, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we got our first winner, Hush by Sean. First winner, first winner. Oh, that was the wrong one. Let me screenshot hers right here. All right, congratulations, Hush by Sean. Sean, you are the winner of our first giveaway. So I am going to send you a DM. We're going to get together. We're going to do a 30-minute touch base. And I am going to create a 30-day content strategy plan for you and your business. Yeah. I am so excited. Congratulations, congratulations, Sean. If you are in here, let's see if she's in here. Yeah, she's in here. She said, thanks. No problem, no problem. All right, cool, cool, cool. So we got our first winner of the night. Congratulations. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and hop into some Q&A for the night. I'm going to be answering questions, like I said, to about 9:15, 9:20-ish. So feel free to go ahead and ask all of y'all's questions as well. And if anybody did not receive the workbook, send me an email and I will be sending out those workbook emails tonight as well. All right, Tajay said, if you do not post a lot, are you able to use guides? Do you have a post a certain amount of times for that feature? I tried to schedule a guide post and I didn't see that option. Also, is there a specific word count when using hashtags? Is there such thing as too many words in one hashtag? I would definitely make sure that you're using keywords when it comes to your hashtags and really making sure that they shouldn't be long, right? Like if you're saying like a whole sentence as a hashtag, that's way too long. Go ahead and try to simplify it into very, very simple terms, into small keywords, because that's what's going to help pick up that SEO. So it should not be long. I would probably say when you're using hashtags, they really shouldn't be any more than 3 words per hashtag. That even is a little bit too long. You also asked about guides. If you don't post a lot, are you able to use guides? Do you have to post a certain amount of times for that feature? I don't think you have to post a certain amount of times for guides. Let me do some research on that tonight, Tajay, because that might be one of those features that might be only unlocked for certain creators. Like, for example, when you were able to post music on your Instagram, like it was only available for certain people until they unlock it for everyone else. Let me do some research on that tonight, Tajay, and I'll get back to you. But I think everyone should have access to guides. All right, let's see. Zion said, how do you stay motivated when you transition from your personal page to influencer content and followers unfollow you? How do you stay motivated when you transition your personal page to influencer content? Oh, I see what you mean. So the way that I stay motivated is I had to think to myself, 9 times out of 10, y'all, be honest. The people who are following you on your personal page are your friends and your family. People you went to high school with, people you know from way back when that you used to go walk to the corner store with when you was little. Like, you are not creating content for those people. I don't care if you unfollow me and you are my great aunt. Unfollow me. I'm not creating content for you, right? Like the other day, my boyfriend asked me, he's like, oh my gosh, you post a reel every single day. That's pretty crazy. I said, yeah, I'm not creating content for you, love. You're not my target audience. I'm so sorry for you. You know, you have to go through and be that honest with yourself, right? You're creating content for an audience. You're creating content to get followers, to get engagement, to build community, to build your revenue. Your friends and your family are not your target audience. So that is how you transition, is you have to have that mindset shift to go through and think to yourself, these are not the people who I'm trying to serve. I'm trying to serve a particular targeted audience. And that is what you have to go through and think about. And who cares if they unfollow you? That means that they are not meant for your content and they are not your customers anyway. What is the best resolution for video? I always try to shoot in 4K. 1080p is really great too. Whenever you're uploading or saving a reel in CapCut, I always try to save it in 4K. 4K is going to give you the best quality. 1080p is really great too. So either of those are great. Can you explain what you said was your secret to going viral again? Yes. So the secret is whenever you're posting a reel, you want to go through and use your own font. You can use your fonts on Canva. You can get your fonts on CapCut. But you want to just type in a bunch of mumbo jumbo on using the actual Instagram fonts that they give you. And you want to just squeeze it down really, really tiny to the point where you can't even see it. And move it off to the side of the screen. Don't take it off the screen, but put it to the side of the screen to where it's not going to mess up your video. That's going to trigger the algorithm to allow them to know that you're taking advantage of Instagram's features. So that's one of my secrets. Sean, I see your hand is raised. Did you want to ask the question like without typing it? Maybe not. We'll see. All right, let's move forward. All right, Angelique, what should we post first if we're just getting started and we have no followers? That is a great question. So there's 5 posts that I recommend everyone to create when you're a new business and you're just getting started. Everyone write down these 5. First post should always be your logo. We don't know who you are. Introduce us to the brand. First post should always be your logo. Second post after that needs to be some behind the scenes content. Show us behind the scenes of you doing your photo shoot. Show us behind the scenes of your inventory room. Just show us behind the scenes of you creating the brand all in all. And put it in black and white. Because it's going to build suspense. After that, you want to make sure that you're posting your mission statement. What is the mission of this brand? What are we trying to go out here and accomplish? Post your mission statement. After that, it should be about the founder. Who are you? Why should I care about you? What makes you an expert to sell this type of product? About the founder. And your last post should be a piece of teaser content as it relates to the product that you're selling. How can we tease the content? So those of you guys who are fashion brands, one thing I used to love to do was I'll take really up close and personal pictures of the clothing without them seeing the full garment. Kira, for example, you're a cosmetic brand, so you can do a swatch of like one of your products or something along those lines. So think about as a sneak peek or a teaser in order for you to showcase that to your audience. That was a really good question, Angelique. All right, how can you work your way into posting content daily? The biggest secret, I gave y'all this secret last week, was film yourself doing the same things you already do, add voiceovers on top of it, or add trending sounds on top of it. You're already driving in your car. I want everyone to get this little thing I have on the back of my phone. If y'all can see this little sticky thing, this saves my life. When y'all see me doing my little workout videos and me doing my squats in the gym, I am putting this little sticky thing on the mirror in the gym, and I can create content using my front camera. Whenever I am in the bathroom, in my bathroom, I can stick this to my mirror, and now I'm able to create content no matter what, because I actually have like a mini tripod basically no matter where I go. So this is in the link in my bio on my Amazon. If you guys go to my Instagram page, I forget the name of this. Oh, it's called an Octo Buddy, and I got it from Amazon. I think it's like $14, something like that, and you can stick it on anything. And that is how you are able to create content no matter where you are. So whenever I do my driving videos, I stick this on the window of the passenger side, so it now gets me on this side while I'm driving. Film yourself doing the stuff you already do first. And then also curate and put that inside of content that you actually meant to do as well. You will never run out of content when you do that strategy. How do you make those bright screen videos on Instagram? Bright screen videos. Laura, take yourself off mute. What do you mean bright screen?
Hey, so you know, like those bright resolution videos that you see, like it brightens up as the video's like coming on. I don't know the word for it, but I've been trying to figure out how to do it.
Is it like it fades into it?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like it fades into it. The
Um,
screen gets like
let me.
super bright. It's brighter than all the other videos that you usually see on the feed.
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Send me a DM of what you're referring to, and then I'll either send you a DM back to answer,
Hmm.
or I'll answer it tomorrow.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Vana says, how can I better understand my audience as a mom, lifestyle creator? I feel it's too much to post about, and I don't want to appear all over the place. How do I better understand my audience as a mom lifestyle creator? So you want to make sure that you think about things that every mom has to go through, right? So think about what does every mom go through when she's a mom? Probably crazy kids running around the house, spilling things. There's probably things, sauce running down her shirt. You want to think about those things too when you're a mom. One of the best mom creators that I follow, I'm going to share my screen with y'all so y'all can see her. Her name is Paisley. I'm not sure if you follow her, Vana, but she shows the real nitty gritty of what it's like to be a mom all the time. And I really like that because she shows, like, that mom life isn't always beautiful sometimes. Sometimes it's a little bit crazy and all the different things. So follow Paisley. She's a really great example of like mommy content, different things along those lines as well.
Come on, night night.
So here she is right here. She does a lot of mom content. I'm not seeing a lot of it right now, but like she'll do like different things like this, for example. And this is the same stuff she would have already did. You're already cleaning your couch. Might as well go ahead and film yourself doing it, right? And it doesn't have to be aesthetically pleasing. I want y'all to get out of that mindset too. Well, my house doesn't look nice. Who cares? Your audience house probably looks the exact same as yours. And that's going to make their content even more relatable. So that's like another mommy piece of content, things that she was already doing. She just set her tripod. Another piece of content that I'll show you guys from her. She hasn't been doing a ton of mommy content lately. I think she's about to get married or something. That's probably why. But definitely see if there's another mommy influencer that you can follow. I know, I think her name is Jalissa. Hopefully I'm spelling her name right. Here she is, Jalissa Jefferson. She's also another mommy creator as well, who creates a ton of mommy content too. So that might be helpful for you to look at some of hers. And then Kayla is someone else I follow. She does a lot of mommy content too. Oh, here she is, Kayla Bishop as well. I love her content. She does really great content with her daughter all the time. So like this one, this is just photos that they took. I'm pretty sure she took these by herself because the tripod, the angle is the exact same as too many of the photos for it to be taken by a photographer. This one right here, I think of hers did really, really well. She was talking about how like all the moms have a drawer of like all of their kids' art. So that might be something that you could pay a little bit of attention to too, in order for you to create some great content there as well. I think she had like one of these videos went viral and people were like, oh my gosh, you throw your kids' art away. And it was like a whole thing. I think it got like 1 million something views almost. Oh, here it is right here. It got 12 million views right here. I want to show y'all this because this was a really great, entertaining piece of content. She said, not gonna lie, I've been caught throwing away artwork a few times. In my defense, she wasn't very intentional about her coloring yet. Anyone else can relate. So she's basically showcasing like, oh my goodness, my daughter caught me throwing her artwork away. So you can do different fun things like that, y'all. Like it don't gotta be nothing crazy. And that probably took her, what, 2 seconds to showcase? Like it don't gotta be nothing crazy. Nobody's saying have a whole production team, right? All right, how do I find trending audio? This is a good question. How do I find trending audio? The way that I find trending audio is by scrolling and in doing my intentional scrolling. So if y'all joined last week's masterclass, I told you guys how I like to do my intentional scrolling and not just scrolling to scroll. I will go on social media and I'm scrolling to find things to save. I'm scrolling to find trending sounds. If I am scrolling on social media for about 20 minutes and I've heard the same trending sound anywhere between 2 to 3 times, I'm going to save it and I'm going to use it. This is my best strategy for finding trending audio because I know that it's going to be audio that my audience uses. I don't really like to use a lot of those trending audio websites in order to find audio. The reason why is because it's not audio that my audience uses. It's not going to be relevant to them. I like just scrolling through social media, finding a trending audio that I feel like I can resonate with and which makes sense to my audience. I'll save it and I'll use it. Another great way to find trending audio is by going on your explore page. That's another really great way to find trending audio too, is by going on your explore page. Like I said, I don't really like to use those trending audio websites because they're gonna give you a bunch of audio that don't even make sense for your audience. How do I engage with non-followers from a reel that did really well? Ooh, that's gonna be very difficult. The reason why is because you can't engage with anyone that isn't following you or hasn't commented, to be honest. So you just got to go out there and create more content that you feel like those non-followers found you from in the first place. I wish that there was a way that we can see our views, but you can't really see your views. And I feel like the reason why Instagram does that because they know a lot of us are business minded, and we're gonna go DM every single person that viewed our posts and go through and create some traction there. But you have to go out there and just create more content that those non-followers were gravitated towards, is what I would do, because there's no other way in order for you to get in contact with those non-followers because they're non-followers. So hopefully that was helpful. How do you get your followers to click on the freebie that they like? So you're talking about like the link in your bio? Okay. So if you are trying to do that, what I would suggest is making sure that it's actually valuable, and it's making sure that it's actually something that people would want. So I always tell you guys, value for value is super important when you're trying to generate leads for email marketing and SMS marketing. Always make sure that it's something of value. So you don't want to just provide them with like 5 steps to help you do X, Y, and Z. No, make sure that it's something of value and something that people would actually really want. Ask your friends and your family, do you think that this is something that you would want? And tell them, be honest with me. Don't tell me because you think that I'm going to be upset or anything like that. No, tell me, is this something of value? If you feel like people are not clicking on your freebie, they may not be finding value in it, and you might have to reassess whatever it is that you're trying to give them. Another thing too is you may not be promoting it enough. So that might be something else that you might want to go through and do, is amp up your promotion there too. All right, what's a good visual attention grabber if you did a reel for like a restaurant review? Ooh, so a restaurant review. So I might do something along the lines of, I think I found the best wing stop in Tampa. That might be really good for a restaurant review. Or y'all got to come check out these chicken wings, because when I tell y'all, I almost bit my fingers off trying to eat these wings. That might be another attention grabber. So you want people to be like, you don't want to give them too much. You want to make it seem like you got to watch the rest of it to figure out whatever it is that I'm trying to talk about. That's an attention grabber. So you want to give them a little bit without giving them too much. So like I said, y'all, I think I found the best wing stop in Tampa. Or y'all almost bit off my fingers trying to eat these chicken wings. Let me show y'all where I got these wings from. That's something that you can do for a restaurant review. That was a really good question. How do you build a social media brand and presence that secures paid brand partnerships? Creating content that looks exactly like the brand. So if you want to work with Celsius, like Celsius, the drink company that makes a little energy drinks, look at the content that they're already posting on their social media account and try to create content that looks very similar to the content creators that the UGC content creators that they already have on their social media. They're going to be able to see it, and they're also going to be able to notice you as well. Another little hidden gem for all of my content creators out there is, if you are an influencer and you're a content creator and you're trying to work with more brands, you want to create content using those brands already for free. And when you post about that brand, let's say you're posting about Celsius in a reel, tag them in a reel as a collaboration. The reason why is they are always checking those collaborations, and they have to check it in order to remove the notification. So guess what? They're going to go look at your post. They're going to be like, did we have a collaboration with her? They might look at it and they might be like, oh, shoot, I really like her content. Now we need to reach out to her for a collaboration. So always make sure that you're tagging them as a collaboration. Don't just tag them as a collab, because the only way for them to get rid of it is for them to deny it or to accept it. So that's a really great thing for you to do there. What causes you to get shadow banned? Ooh, this is a really good question. So a couple of things can cause you to get shadow banned. When you're overusing hashtags, that causes you to be shadow banned. When you are commenting on too many different posts, when you're liking too many different posts, that can cause you to be shadow banned. Another thing too is when you're not using your social media platforms as much as you can, that could cause you to be shadow banned. Basically anything that doesn't really make sense for Instagram and is excessive. Any excessive activity usually will result in you being shadow banned. What do you recommend I post to guides? I'm a graphic designer and I work with beauty businesses mainly. Oh, you can post so much, Erica. So if you're a graphic designer and you mainly work with a lot of beauty businesses, I would definitely make sure that you stress the importance of graphic design. Like, 5 ways to make sure you take advantage of your graphic designer during Q4. How to get the best content strategy or the best graphic design flyers for your audience. What makes the best flyers or something along those lines. Educate them on those things and also provide them a ton of examples. But I would just do a lot of education as to why it's important to have a graphic designer. That's going to be the best thing for you, because a lot of people may not know why it's important for you to have a graphic designer, and they probably rather just spin their wheels on Canva all day. Talk about that. That'd be great. All right, can you explain when you use Instagram fonts and how to make the smaller on your reels? Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all real quick. Let me share my cell phone screen with y'all so y'all can see it. So let me just grab a video in my phone real quick that I already have. What's this? Okay. So for example, I screen recorded Tajay's story that she did earlier today. And I'm going to use that as an example. All right, cool. So as y'all can see here, we have this. So we're going to just go through and hit next. So what I'm going to do is go right here to the top right-hand corner, and I'm going to hit those letters right there. And I'm just going to say a bunch of stuff. We're just going to type in a bunch of nonsense. And I'm going to make sure I take that background off. I'm going to squeeze it down as much as I can. As y'all can see how I squeeze it down. Y'all can see that? Squeeze it down as little as you can and move it off to the side somewhere, to where you can't even hardly even see it. Like you can see a little bit of a glimpse of it, but not even. You can even make it even smaller than that if you want to. You can even hide it on top of this right here. Boom. So that is how you're able to take advantage of that. Hopefully that was helpful. All right, let's see.
That was any font?
I'm sorry?
Did you use any font? I wasn't looking, sorry. Did you use
I just used a random font.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use any font. All right. Should your reel covers always reflect what your reel is about? That's a good question. I think that it can. I usually just make sure that my reel covers make sense for my feed, so that way it doesn't just look like a random piece. So I always try to make sure that my reel covers are like me smiling or me looking happy or something along those lines. I don't think it's necessary, and I really don't like when people make their reel covers a photo per se. The reason why is because it's just gonna look like a photo on your feed. People aren't gonna know on your feed that it's an actual reel. So make sure that your reel covers are basically just the best captured part of the video. And you can usually toggle that on the bottom of your screen when you're selecting your reel cover. Hopefully that was helpful for you, Brianna. Let's see. April says, I am a health and fitness enthusiast with a clothing store in 2 different pages. I get confused on what to post on each page. To piggyback off of each other, what do I post on each? I'm a health and fitness enthusiast with a clothing store in 2 different pages. So April, are you providing like fitness apparel? If you're on here, you can take yourself off of mute.
Yes. Women's active and loungewear.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're already health and fitness enthusiast. I would just make sure that on that boutique or that clothing store page, it's only just clothing. And on your health and fitness page, that you don't post a ton of, fitness apparel. So for example, you might do a video of yourself in the gym doing squats. Don't talk about the clothing. Talk about the fitness and the health side of it. And you can still tag your clothing business, but when you post that same video on the fitness or your clothing store, make sure that the highlight is, y'all, we can do squats in these shorts. We don't have to worry about them ripping. We don't have to worry about them overstretching. You get what I mean there? Does that make sense?
Yes, I got you. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, we're gonna answer a few more questions. Make sure y'all write down all of y'all's questions. If I don't get to it, I will make sure that I get to everyone's questions before the end of the challenge for sure. My page is supposed to be a content creator, but it's showing business account. Is that normal? Make sure that you look on the back end of your settings, because Instagram now has creator accounts, regular accounts, and they also have business accounts. I personally would still use the business account even though you are a creator, because the features are going to be a little bit better. So you can still keep your business account but still use it as a creator. Or you can go ahead and just switch over to the creator account. I'm not sure what the back end of your settings look like in order for you to go through and do that though, but just make sure that you look in on your settings and it should tell you which one you currently are for you to go through and change it. Erica said, how do I avoid being too salesy? Ooh, this is a really good question. How do you avoid being too salesy? You avoid being too salesy by overly educating, but underselling. Overly educate, undersell. When you overly educate, people know that they're going to know the reason why they need it and really speak to their pain points, right? So if you're a graphic designer and you feel like you're sounding too salesy, really talk about, why do people need graphic designers? Why should you stop using Canva? What are some of the issues as it relates to using Canva as a business owner? Why is it important to hire a graphic designer? Really talk about those pain points. Really talk about what are some of the issues your audience is facing. They feel like they're posting on Instagram and they're using Canva templates that look like everybody else's. Boom. Talk about that. Really talk about the issues that they're facing. Really educate them, and that's going to allow you to not be too salesy, because you're going to be actually providing them with value and actual useful resources, and not trying to just be like, hey, link in bio, link in bio, link in bio. No, I'm actually telling you why you need my product or why you need my service. So hopefully that was helpful for you too, Erica. Does it make more sense to go on the business page and build up? What do you mean by that, Sonia? You can take yourself off mute. Sonia, you still in here?
I'm sorry. What did you say, Mama? I got distracted.
No worries. You asked, does it make more sense to go on the business page and build up? What do you mean by that?
Oh, it must be another one in here.
Oh, probably maybe another Sonia in here. All right, cool. We'll skip it. Hopefully she written it down and we'll get back to it. How do I balance my personal Instagram while also being a content creator? If you are a content creator, your personal Instagram should be the content creator page. You don't want to have a content creator Instagram and then have a personal Instagram. No, it should just be one page. Because guess what? You're selling who you are. You know, brands want to work with you based upon who you are, not because you have a creator page and a content creator page and a personal page. You should only have one page, and that should be your creator page. Similar to what I told someone earlier, they're like, well, how do I transition from a personal page to now being a content creator? Your followers don't care as much as y'all think that they do. They don't care about what we're posting as much as we think that they're like. I wouldn't say our followers, our friends and family. I'd rather say that. They may judge you a little bit. They may be like, oh, what is Aaron doing over here? Or, you know, different things along those lines. But I would have only one page. One page. Is it best to start over or use your current audience if they are not your targeted audience? Completely start over. If you are trying to start a new business and you want to create a new Instagram account and you are trying to reach a new audience, you need to start a new account. The reason why is because your data and your analytics are going to be all types of messed up. So you want to have a fresh start of your data and your analytics. So start a new account, Angelique. All right, let's see. What content should you pin and how long should it be pinned for? Great question, Gwen. I always recommend that you make sure that the content that you pin are content that resonates the best with your audience, and not just pinning content because it performed well. I know I have like one piece that performed well, so I pinned that one. And then I have another piece of content that's pinned that I feel like resonates the best with my audience. I think one of them is about books, and then the other one is like a trending audio that I went ahead and used. So either of those. And then you also asked how long should it be pinned for? I don't think that there's a certain time frame, and so maybe you feel like you want to change it to something else. I've never heard of it being a time frame as to how long a post should be pinned for, but however long you feel like you should go through and have it pinned for. All right, is it bad to remove old reels and posts? I personally wouldn't remove old posts. Unless, like we talked about earlier, if you're trying to target a new audience, you could probably remove it, or maybe start an entire new page. But keep those same old reels up there, because you never know, they might go through and get some traction. Like one of my old reels that I posted a while back is now getting a lot of traction from when I posted it a while ago. And the reason why is because I feel like somebody found it and they shared it, and that person probably had a larger following, and it just migrated on from there. All right, last question of the night. Last question of the night. Do you recommend using locations on your posts? When it makes sense. You don't want to do it on every single post. When it makes sense for you to use it, I would. Like if I'm actually at a location, I would use it. So for example, if I'm downtown Tampa taking pictures from my boutique, I'll probably tag downtown Tampa. But if I'm just taking pictures with a backdrop, that wouldn't make sense because that could be anywhere, you know? So when it makes sense, I would, but when it doesn't, I don't think it's necessary. All right, y'all. So those are all the questions I'm going to answer for tonight. If I did not get to your question, please, please, please write it down. Tomorrow, you guys, we are going to start our session with audits. And then we are going to end with Q&A. I'm going to be doing a live demonstration, you guys, as to how to create content, how to edit content. You guys will be able to see the behind the scenes, similar to how I shared my phone screen today. That's exactly what you guys will see tomorrow as well. Y'all gonna see a full demonstration of me creating content and editing a reel. How easy and how simple it is, and how to create content just like this, and how to never run out of content. So that is what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Tomorrow will not be a lot of slides. We're probably going to have like maybe 5 to 6 slides tomorrow. I really want to get into more workshop tomorrow. We're going to be really doing demonstrations tomorrow more than actual note taking. So that way you guys can actually see how to create content as well. I wanted to show y'all real quick before we leave. I want to show y'all real quick. I wanted to show y'all the behind the scenes of some of my most popular reels. So I'm going to show y'all that real quick, and my insights as well. I wanted to show y'all as well. All right, give me a head nod or give me a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. All right, cool. So as y'all can see here, these are my top pinned videos, and I have 1 pinned reel. So this one right here is a post right here that I went ahead and put because I normally don't really do a lot of photos. So I'm like, people probably would want to see a photo of me. So that's why I have this one here first. This is one of my top performing reels. We'll go to the insights so that way y'all are able to see my insights. But this is the reel that I almost got 1 million views on, y'all. And I'm so sad because my traction stopped with this piece of content. But look at the saves, y'all. Over 6,000 saves, over almost 8,000 shares, almost 4,000 shares, almost 8,000 saves, 1,000 plus comments, and 78,000 likes. And this is what I was talking to y'all about. Y'all see the reach? Do y'all see how many non-followers I reached and how many followers I reached as well? Right here. The non-followers is what matters most. You want to reach non-followers. You don't want to reach the people you already follow. They already follow you. Who cares? They're going to see your content again. We want to see the people who are non-followers. Look at the watch time. Over 2,121 hours of people watching this reel. That's crazy. Y'all can see down here some other things as well, just some other insights as well there too. But those are the ones that y'all want to pay attention to. Who cares about the plays? Who cares about, or the plays I guess do matter. You want to look at the plays, you want to look at the shares and the saves. So the first one right there, that first play button, you want to look at the shares and the saves. That's what's going to make you get the best content. Sonia, you have a question? You can take yourself off of mute.
So why would it not be monetized?
Because Instagram doesn't allow you to monetize some of your content anymore. Like, this is monetizing for gifts, which means if people want to gift me something based upon this content, I can turn it on. Like, I can add my payment options here, and I can, but I don't really care to get gifts, to be honest. So that's why I'm not. But Instagram also doesn't allow you to get those bonuses anymore. So it says that it's monetizing, but I'm still not making any money from it. They took that feature away back in like the summertime, I want to say. Early summer, you used to get paid for your reels. They don't pay you anymore. So yeah, that's one example. Let's go to my reels overall, and I'll show y'all a couple other examples. Like, as y'all can see, some of our reels do really well, and some of them don't. To some of you guys, you might think like, oh, all of your reels do really, really well. This was one reel right here that I was really disappointed in the way that it performed, but I guess because it's just men and they're just being inappropriate. Like, I was at the gym and I'm just talking about my hair, and as y'all can see, like in the comments, I think I deleted most of them, but I was getting a ton of comments from men, and they were just like talking about me working out. Of course, they're talking about my body and different things like that, and that wasn't the goal of the post, but I wanted to just highlight that to y'all so that way y'all could see it. But the reason why this went viral wasn't because it was a good video. It was just a bunch of men being weird. And I was debating whether or not I wanted to delete it, but I kept it up because I want to use this as an example to a lot of people who are trying to get into the content space. And I want to show them, like, you can have great performing content and it might perform in a negative way. Like, in no means was I trying to make attention to my body. I'm trying to show y'all my hair. And like I always tell you guys, I always film content, but I have no idea what I'm going to use it for until after I use it. So I'm like, got home and I'm like, oh my gosh, my hair is so messed up. And I was thinking to myself, oh, I could just use that video of me working out and really talk about the battle that Black women usually have when it comes to their hair in the gym. So I deleted a bunch of the comments that I did get. But as you guys can see, I did get a lot of comments from a lot of women who also told me about their hair glueless wigs. Another girl over here told me what she does. Somebody told me to get locks, wrapping their hair, different things like that. So as y'all can see, it did really, really well, but it did well because of, you know, it was a really engaging piece of content, but it also did well because I had a bunch of creepy people following me. All right, so let's move forward. Let's look at some other pieces of content as well that y'all might want to take a look at. See, same exact video, but this one didn't perform as well. And it's the same exact squat rack I was at, same exact shorts as well. How do you see the insights? You click on the post, and then there's like sites that right there on the screen that you can click on. All right, let's move forward. I'm gonna show y'all one more example of another pretty decently high performing reel. I'll show y'all this one at the top actually. This one right here got 212,000 views. And as y'all can see, the saves are, I think this is the most saves I've ever gotten. Over almost 12,000 saves, 8,000 shares, 21,000 plays, or no, 212,000 plays. And that's another example as to how those non-followers matter. Instagram's going to push your content because it's reaching those non-followers. Another really great post that you guys can see too. There as well. So when it comes to creating content, you guys, you just want to make sure that you're creating a variety of it. And like I think somebody asked me about the covers. I usually just make covers to what is like the most appealing part of the video. I don't put photos or anything along those lines. Whatever is the most appealing part of the video. All right, there was one more thing I wanted to show y'all. Oh, this is the video right here that didn't perform as good when I first launched it, but now it's picking up a lot of traction, and this was back in July. So we got a ton of saves, we got a ton of shares. It's reaching a lot of non-followers. So as y'all can see, every single post that's reaching non-followers is going viral or has the potential to go viral. Always look at the non-followers, never the followers. So you want to create content that's going to create or capture the non-followers, not the people who are already following you. Because I'll go to like a really low performing video, Let's see if I have something that has like maybe 2 to 3 or 4,000 views. Like that didn't do well. Let's see. I'm kind of passing a couple of them. I'm gonna use this one for example. So like, as y'all can see, I got more followers reach than non-followers. That always lets me know if my posts are going to go viral. If I'm getting more followers looking at this post than non-followers, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to probably average anywhere between 3,000 to 6,000 views per post there as well. All right. So that is all that I have for y'all tonight. I wanted to show y'all a little bit behind the scenes of my content. I'll show y'all more throughout the challenge as well. But day one, y'all, it is a wrap. Day one, it's a wrap. I told y'all we would finish around 9:30 every single day. Thank y'all so much for day one. I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all are taking these things and hope y'all are executing. Don't forget about your homework, making sure that you do that real. Introduce yourself to your audience. Reintroduce yourself to your audience. And I'm going to be looking tomorrow at the hashtag to see who participated and who's not. So make sure you guys go through and participate tomorrow. I will see you guys later and look forward to the replay being up tomorrow before 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you guys later. Have a good night, everyone. Happy social surgery day one. It's a wrap. Goodbye. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Kim. Talk to you guys later.